You were wrong.
I will get there.
Okay, we're gonna get there.
If you're gonna go there, that's a reach though.
And if anybody knows about reaching,
I'm a professional.
It's this brother right
I
here.
hyperextended last week, halfway.
We know you don't give a but that's why we have to. Because you're gonna title the video something, and then there's gonna be niggas in the comments like them 3 idiots.
Yeah, them.
Joe, you might need to snipe that and drop before Schulz can.
You objectify Lauren's height often.
No,
So
I don't.
what,
You go for
the
that.
fuck
Yeah,
you're-
that's that short hanging
You
fruit.
want to just? She's always gonna say a point that's like factually right.
But then I got paddled again for telling the
Ribbit.
Wait, you actually got paddled at school?
Yeah, I was at like some type of weird like
a Catholic school?
That makes sense. You monster. You eat the top of a strawberry?
I don't. But if
That's crazy. You ready?
No, I'm not ready.
Are you subconsciously connecting what Andrew did with Donald to this situation?
Because if Umar actually cared about the school, he would have taken it and done the appearance.
Yeah.
So
well, and you know, there's that.
Butter almond is too light skinned.
Butter almond.
Know your colors, pimp.
I'm using shill way more often. Actually, that's disrespectful as fuck.
Yeah, it holds a little bit more weight now.
I like it.
Even
I
just
think it's fair.
Reach, nigga.
There you go. It's Argue with Tone Day today. I love it.
Bob beat them, people.
We're back with another episode of the podcast about podcasts.
You guys suck.
My name.
All right, you ready? You ready for it?
Nah, leave all this in, nigga.
Mama
This
say,
is-
mama
this is
sigh.
it.
I'm gonna leave it in. I'm gonna just hit the bell again.
And I'm a titty tonight, and I'm wrong, but I know that I'm right.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Bum beat 'em, people. Welcome back to another installment. This is my AJ impression. Welcome back to another installment of Homeroom University. This is the podcast about your favorite podcast. I am AJ the Menace.
Yes, Jay Nobles.
Tone Groove.
White man behind the boards.
Yeah.
F Mac in the what?
This is me.
In the fucking building. We are back. My bad. I had to. But you see, and block that off. My bad. I had
No,
to.
don't block it off. Don't block it off. How excited did he get that F Mac was here?
I'm saying it's F Mac.
I mentioned the building. Yes, I love it. You guys got to watch Patreon. The Patreon to understand
Yeah,
it. But
watch the Patreon.
F Mac has a
understand
fan in the room.
My feelings toward F Mac. He's my biggest supporter. But do what y'all do best. Like the video, subscribe, put in your office hours. Y'all been doing a wonderful job sending it to our DM at Menace Material or Homeroom Pod University.
Yeah.
That's what it's called, right on IG?
Nope.
Homeroom University Pod.
Homeroom University Pod. Y'all are doing amazing, phenomenal, leak, nutso, everybody. Keep it up.
Yeah.
But
make sure you said that already. Leah, let's just jump into it. We got some things that we're doing today. So we're recording this on we're recording this on Sunday. Actually, the recording day is going to change.
Tell the truth.
yeah.
Tell them what this is about. It's Sunday. We are here recording a homeroom episode. This is not normal. Why is this?
Because I'm shooting with. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry.
about to say you're shooting.
I forgot about
you weren't doing nothing important. Nigga.
Tomorrow. Well, yesterday I went to Dave Chappelle. Some tickets went on sale
Yeah.
randomly, like on some, and it's like all alerts went out. So like my mom called me and forwarded me the email, and she only forwards me emails on some shit that she knows I'm gonna watch.
That you're gonna pay for,
or just like because she used to like send me a lot of like prayer, you know,
Motivational.
stuff like that, where it's like, I understand the sentiment. This is not my speed, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but this is like, I could definitely see this being on your Facebook timeline for
but now
sure.
she sends you like OnlyFans links and
Not that.
NBA highlights.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Good on
But
her.
yeah, so I got some Dave Chappelle tickets. He's coming to Durham, and nigga, even when I was buying them shits, they went on sale at 12. I get in the queue at 11:55, and then like when it's like, okay, you're officially waiting in line. It's like you're number 1800. I was like, God damn, this shit is about to be amazing.
You're not going.
Yeah, well,
1800.
Nigga, while I'm waiting in line, I looked up the capacity of the venue because I'm like, do I even have a chance, nigga? Because if this shit is like 2,000, nigga, I'm really on the edge of
And then that's
even getting into that show. You know what I mean? But it was like 2,700. So I was able to get in. But even while I was buying my ticket, two like seat locations I was trying to buy got bought before I can get to the end of the checkout process.
Yeah, I was about to say
that shit was moving fast, bro.
And
It's
I
a
wonder-
real auction, nigga. Like,
yeah.
You had to battle for like the janitor closet seat.
Yes, yeah.
That would have been a fight.
fighting for Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's probably the only nigga I'd fight for to like go
for
see.
sure.
But especially if I'm paying, how much was the tickets? Do you feel comfortable saying that?
Well, the section I was able to get was $100 a piece. So with taxes and all the fucking
and that's
fees.
Yeah, it was like $237.
Is that like the heaven section?
No, that's like right in the middle.
Limbo.
In the middle.
Dead smack in the center.
It's in the center floor, but also I have to the seats are in the middle. So I have to take that long walk
in between
people,
Literally.
either direction,
The excuse me walk.
Exactly. I got to take the excuse me walk, but it's whatever, nigga.
You'll get the best look at Dave's face on the monitor.
But it's also one of those, I'm not making any moves in between. Like if there's a little intermission, I'm probably just going to sit
Don't
here.
pee.
Yeah, make sure I'm good before I get up in there because I'm not doing no bad.
Don't even drink water.
Yeah, fuck
It's
that.
best to be dehydrated.
Exactly,
Your
bro.
body doesn't need
just so
nothing.
I don't have to get up because once I do that whole excuse me but past 35 people just to get to my seat,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna want to get back up.
Especially
Oh my
you,
God, especially you.
You a big nigga. Like
I'm not
you,
a big- yeah.
niggas would have to kind of stand up and
Exactly, yeah. I need y'all niggas to really and then 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna pass 2 or 3 niggas my size.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
y'all gonna create a little friction.
So we're automatically doing this down the joint.
Y'all gonna be working
accidental.
together to figure out how to make this work.
Exactly.
Like in your mind, like
Too much.
Just a bunch of hungry hippos.
Yeah, too much. So
Trying to move.
yeah, that's what's happening tonight
And you're
or
a
tomorrow
faller
night.
too.
Huh?
So you're a faller too. It don't take much.
I lose balance.
Your equilibrium is off.
But I can't wait just because I know this is going to be political heavy
it is.
because we're days away from the election.
15.
Something like that.
feel
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I'd say
It feels like we're down to the
It's
top
close.
10.
No,
pretty much.
we're 17.
It's
17?
close.
We're 17 days away.
Okay, so
fourth.
yeah.
I work in politics.
And this is just a random drop show you just decide to drop tickets for like 10 minutes because they were gone within 10 probably.
Yeah.
And
Easily.
the theater's 2,700.
Yeah.
That's honestly perfect.
It is perfect.
Because any more, once you get past 1,000,
Yeah.
it's not intimate anymore.
Well, yeah,
the
the first
intimacy of the show
Yeah.
is a big part of what creates a comedy show.
especially a Dave show.
Exactly.
When we get the intimate numbers, theater size, we know he got some shit he got to get off his chest.
It's just he has
That's
to
what it
get
is.
it off.
I got to get that off.
Now,
even though
but-
he gets his shit off regardless, because the first and only time I've ever seen him live was the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
Likewise.
PNC, and he was
Yeah.
still getting his shit off
Of
regardless.
course. He's
but
Dave
I've also,
Chappelle.
yeah, but I've also seen how his vibe is different.
And I can only
in the little
imagine.
rooms.
And I can only imagine his RV days when he was just driving around fucking
During
me in
COVID.
Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Like,
during
fuck it, let's
COVID.
just put up here.
Just
Or doing those shows in his on his farm in his backyard for his neighbors and shit.
He was giving a lot
Yeah.
of cold game.
But when
outside in Oregon.
you're doing comedy in the theater, that shit is not intimate. For Dave Chappelle, it might be because he can do arenas and all that shit. But if you go from doing a comedy club to doing theaters, it's gonna feel different.
And
Wait, what do
of
you
course,
Because for Dave Chappelle, he's at the level of comedy to where a theater can be intimate. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
oh,
But really,
But
it's
somebody on the come up, a theater isn't intimate to
a
them.
theater's huge.
and that's
Right,
why,
right,
a
right.
club is intimate to them motherfuckers.
Right, right.
and that's
You
why
know?
it's crazy how 2,700 is kind of intimate
For Dave Chappelle.
for Dave Chappelle.
That's why I
and
said
that's
that.
why
'Cause
that's why you got
yeah.
It is
2,700 for anybody else. That shit would feel like a robot giving a sermon.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know when I go, this isn't even one of them shows where it's like, oh, I'm a pregame, nigga, I'm going clear minded. I need to hear everything. You know what I'm saying?
Now you
that
might
shit
gotta
could
be a little, just a little.
Nope.
Just a little.
I want to hear everything.
He's got to be
I want to
sharp.
have real genuine
I
laughs.
want to hear everything.
That's why comedy's better than music.
Yeah.
You got to focus.
I want to hear it all. Because his is going to be funny, but he's also got some shit to get off his chest.
Yeah.
Nigga, I already got three emails talking about how this is a no cell phone event. It's like,
Yeah.
nigga, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. We get it. You're locking our shit up as soon as we get there.
And the
Yeah,
fact that
nah. And he was really not one of the first, but he made it a big point.
yeah, he made it a thing.
It's no iPhones. It's no camera phones.
Need
at
some
my
of them
shows,
Ray-Bans
nigga.
glasses. That's what niggas need.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
Yo,
it's going to get a little harder with them Google glasses for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen them, but even the Ray-Ban glasses, niggas aren't going to, you don't notice that really. I've seen it, but you don't notice it.
Yeah, they would have to start
It's
wanting
pretty
niggas down.
inconspicuous, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it is.
Yeah, when you see glasses, your brain does the rest of the work for you.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
don't
automatic-
examine them.
Yeah, I'm not looking for the fucking camera
nigga
on
not
every set of
inspired.
glasses. Yeah, but yeah, so that's where I'm going, and I'll have a full review next time.
Yep.
And I'm actually jealous. I would love to go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
me
I-
too. I'm more jealous than of 𝐼𝚾𝚃 and Lauren going to the state fair for free.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yep, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was a good time.
You had a good time?
Oh, great
Hell
time.
yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
You
All of
still
it was
full,
free,
right?
nigga.
Of course.
Yeah, deep fried corn and shit.
I actually didn't eat that much, but yeah.
Deep
was
fried
good.
corn.
You know, since they fed, they get down.
What type of stuffed animals you get?
I got a banana that's in my car right now. He's
Wow.
Why is it in your car right now?
Cause I need
It
to
never
keep
made it
with
out
me.
the car.
You ain't get Pikachus or nothing?
Oh nah, I wasn't with it.
You
He
look
was
like
just
a
chill.
Pikachu.
He was so chill. I got a picture of him. Actually, I think I posted it on my story too.
You got a picture of him? Are you talking about the banana? He is
Yeah, nigga was chill.
nigga got a name already.
Oh, that's the banana?
Yeah.
That's
that
the
little
banana I
smaller,
got.
what you do, the fishing game?
Oh,
You didn't
that
even do a
shit's-
real game.
I don't even remember. Oh no, we
Loser.
did like the balloon popping shit.
Oh, you're a loser.
It was the-
You
it was
played
the-
a
my
real game.
God,
It was the
nigga.
dart
Throw
shit.
that away.
No, this nigga's too chill for that. I love him.
I thought you meant you had the big banana with the dreadlocks.
Like everybody
Nah.
does.
Oh,
This
yeah,
nigga
of
got a
course.
pocket banana.
I
yeah.
did pocket banana.
That's worse.
But still, it's lit. I liked him.
It's lit.
It's
got it.
lit.
I thought it was a good time.
What does he do for you? He helps you with your stress, your anxiety. You get a little nervous. You
He
give
just
him,
remind me how
give him
cool
a few
I am.
squeezes.
It's something to pull out on a bitch like, hey, I got this banana.
Yo, imagine him wearing the SpongeBob shirt and the banana in his hand at the same time.
Jason Statham.
Too much. Right?
Mark that.
Oh my
Mark that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a good one over that.
Oh, he's gonna make it gay up, man. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to set you up for that. Nigga. That wasn't my intention. I was trying to make fun of your shirt, nigga. Jesus.
Yeah, man.
Damage was already done.
Yep. It's over. It was too
The
genuine.
day
too.
F Mac wore that shirt.
Much.
You're like a kid. You're like a kid with a new toy, but like a toy that can hurt other people. You know what I mean? It's not just a Hot Wheels that you just.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be good, man. All right, let's jump into some of this topics so we can burn through them. I want to start with
Your boy.
Funky Friday. Actually, Corey Holcomb went to Cam Newton's show, which is Funky Friday, and they had an interview.
Shout out to 5150.
Yeah, shout out to them. Has Corey said anything about the what is it called? Quilt.
Kilts.
Has Corey said anything about the kilt in the past? Because I feel like the way that the nigga dresses, that's material for Corey Holcomb. A black man wearing a fedora and a dress.
So Corey, like when he talks, when he sees his brothers that have done scandalous things in nature,
Committed
he
sin.
takes it very lightly on them. Like when Kevin Hart gets brought up on his show about, how potentially being the main comedian in the industry that sold his soul,
Not potentially.
his chakra.
That's like, that's strong lore.
Because as Corey Holcomb, like he can't just keep saying when you're big in the industry, you probably did something scandalous without mentioning like his little homie, who's like the biggest homie of like in the fucking world, Kevin Hart. But he always takes it very light with people he find dear to him.
Him and Kevin Hart, do they have good rapport?
Whenever I watch the show and he brings up Kevin Hart, it's in a very like, look, man, Kevin Hart, my little nigga, man, he's put
Okay.
he giving me a lot of licks, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure Corey Holcomb, being Corey Holcomb, taught him some comedy tips and whatnot. Like, it's Corey Holcomb. You just gonna be around him and be funnier. But
You think Corey Holcomb taught him comedy tips?
for sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, for
I don't
sure.
think Kevin
Yeah,
Hart.
I do.
Everybody teaches.
I didn't even realize that they were running in the same circles. I thought Kevin Hart was a part of that, like Patrice O'Neal, Bill Burr, Jimmy Norton, and Rich Voss, like class of niggas. You know what I mean? Like,
Not even
Corey
close, but
Holcomb
those were
came out
his-
at a different time, right?
It's not. It's. I don't want to mix the story, but it could have been later in life, like when Kevin got to Hollywood, or like a little bit before that.
He's already getting advice from Corey Holcomb.
I mean, advice is like, Patrice technically got advice from Corey Holcomb. So
He
it's
did?
like to say Kevin got advice from Corey Holcomb, it's not saying nothing.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not, because Corey Holcomb is also, not only is he funny, but he's also your comedian's favorite comedian.
Patrice
He's
said,
also that nigga too.
Patrice said he came back to Boston with a newfound like idea of comedy because he saw Corey Holcomb just saying what he meant on stage.
yeah,
and it
for
then
sure.
turned into Patrice saying like,
Kind of loosening up
Patrice.
for himself.
Yeah, Corey. Okay, if he said it, then yeah. But I always remembered him talking about Richard Pryor with that type of shit. Like, just be the truth. Be righteous.
That was his OG though.
Who?
You saying that would be?
I'm saying Richard Pryor. Like when I've heard Patrice talk about like that approach to comedy,
I
it was
see.
like Richard Pryor and Carlin. Like you never said
but Corey, and that's why Corey like really the underground goat.
unsung hero.
Like he's
Yes.
one of the ones, and I didn't even know that until I started watching 5150. I'm started like hearing him tell stories.
That's your
He's
show.
hilarious.
Like that's the shit you're watching pretty
He's-
much every time they drop, right?
I catch it.
You put him on the spot.
Right.
Because I don't watch it live.
I didn't know. I feel like everybody got their show. You know what I'm
Everybody
saying?
that
Like,
is
That
one
they
of my
specialize
shows.
in.
That's
Yeah,
like
sure.
I'm watching all the Star Reports. It's just it is
Exactly.
what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Even
Lawrence
the old
watching
ones,
Call
right?
of Daddy.
Nigga, I'm watching all the Joe Budden shit.
Yeah, you're watching it.
I'm watching all
Yeah,
Joe Budden.
Everybody got that. And yeah, Corey Holcomb.
you watching Bray Idiots?
Yeah.
They skipped a week, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah. What else do I watch? I feel like I watch something else that matters. Oh, we don't really talk about the sports podcast like that. But
I watch them.
if we bring
Yeah.
them up, you know.
I watch
Yeah, I
those
fuck with
too.
Gilbert too. But from what I watched and from what I gathered, this was a very it was a good conversation.
Well, this is the
Did
thing.
he say something about his outfit? Because he looks like
I didn't get to that part of it, but I'll say that
Corey looked
I
ridiculous,
definitely
too.
got the vibe. I understood within the first. Is this my first time saying why Cam was really has Corey on? So like I can first 30 minutes, any time a Cam Newton content starts, the outfit just throws me off.
Yeah.
It really does, and it shouldn't. But I just be like, what's going on right
Corey
now?
Holcomb even
So where I
speaks to
can't
that.
lock in immediately.
doesn't
Corey-
he look like the owner of Nerds, the little Hard Rock candy?
This is Willy Wonka right here.
It's Willy Wonka, but I feel like he works in the Nerds department specifically.
For sure. He's definitely the director of the
You know
Nerds
what I mean?
department.
He has a grape juice company.
Chill out.
He's the leader of a grape juice foundation.
So yeah, it's like the Cam personally, like I just be having a hard time watching him sometimes. But then like within really early in this episode, I realized Cam had Corey Holcomb on the show because Corey is the person that he admires in terms of being a free, somebody who's out here that's highly successful but free to say what they want.
Yeah.
So
They aren't bought and sold.
that aren't bought and sold. So it became very apparent very early that Cam wanted him on so that they could have conversations and he can get what his thoughts are vicariously through Corey Holcomb because they think so similarly.
Yeah, it's like-minded
Yeah.
individuals, and you're talking to somebody who isn't afraid to speak. Like
Right.
a lot of his guests are kind of high profile, and they got relationships that they have to cater to and taper their statements for.
And well, the thing is, like Cam has tried to traverse into those areas as well too. So it's not like Cam doesn't say what he wants to say because Cam says what's on his mind quite a bit. There's just always backlash for it.
Yeah, always.
Always.
There's always backlash.
But Corey Holcomb always says what he said, and there's never backlash. There's only backlash.
No, it's always backlash.
It's not always backlash. So like I'm talking real backlash too. So like Corey Holcomb's show consistently does 8 to 13,000 live viewers, and then they do phenomenal numbers
Well,
after the show, right?
Yeah.
But it's only twice a year, maybe, where he says something that's so offensive that it actually makes the news circuit, be on the shade room. Like the most recent one that I remember was when he was telling his daughter, or it was either his daughter or a stepdaughter. He was like, "Look, I don't give a fuck about the bitch. Like, if she don't fuck with me, then I don't fuck with her." You remember,
Yeah.
like,
and he
but
even
it's
does
not-
that in his comedy. He calls his daughter a bitch on stage.
Yeah,
and
but
shit.
that's pretty consistent. That energy, that's all pretty consistent throughout every goddamn show he has.
Yeah.
It's just that one. So, but Cam, every time he says something off the beaten gentleman path is what Corey Holcomb described it as. It's making that circuit the high strung circuit every time.
and it's because he's not a comedian.
I was going to bring that up. I was
It's 'cause
wondering
he's
how
not a
much of that
comedian.
is the comedian part.
It's a lot of it because you got to understand that if a comic says something inappropriate, none of the people who love him care because that's the genre.
Yeah,
you know what I
like-
mean? But Cam Newton on the other end, he's a former NFL player that's a media personality now. He has a lot of squares watching him.
But he was also the kid's NFL player because he was the one getting everybody to dab. He was the
That-
one doing all that.
Oh,
that
yeah.
community
That as
shit.
well.
He was ridiculously
He was-
commercialized.
It was that type
he
of shit.
built
for all ages.
Yeah.
He built his image off of, positivity for all intents and
Correct.
Yeah,
purposes.
essentially, yeah.
So
Correct.
And being a gentleman.
Yeah,
Correct.
exactly. So it's more surprising when he does this because
Right,
it's like
that's true.
you're not the person. It's like why clowns are scary. Like you're supposed to entertain us, nigga. What the fuck you got a knife for?
But
Yeah.
I didn't want to chalk it up. My bad. I didn't want to chalk it 100% up to being a comedian. I feel like it's more of was it funny at all? Because you might not have to be a comedian, but if it was funny, it'll go over easily.
In regards to like
Easier
if
to-
Cam was to say something.
Exactly. Like if it was actually funny, or if it was it's all about the packaging of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the packaging
Which
has to be correct, whether it be funny or it be just like so articulate and engaging that even like the backlash doesn't stay backlash. It goes from backlash just quickly. But does he have
it just
a good
has
point though?
It just has
You
to
know
make
what I mean?
it just has to make sense. Like A rock climber falling off a ledge makes sense. A fucking mechanic falling off the like ledge of a rock, it's like, what the fuck? So a comedian like saying things that make you mad, it makes complete sense. And a comedian not getting backlash makes even the most sense because people choose their battles wisely for the most part. And his anger isn't going to be louder than Cam's anger for, you know, with the conversation that niggas is having with him being a non-comedian. That expectation of what should come after that bad statement is just going to be different.
Yeah, and we also keep talking about backlash like it really matters. Backlash, like there is some side effects to getting it, but for the most part, it's like what a bunch of people didn't like what I said, and then another in 24 hours they'll be on to something else. It's like how effective is backlash now?
And it's crazy.
It's not like Andrew Tate getting his Cash App fucking destroyed because none of the corporations want to fuck with him. It's just a motherfuckers in the comments for a week.
Real quick, is that what that story is?
What story?
The one that is like making the rounds right now.
CoffeeZilla thing.
The CoffeeZilla.
No, that's not. That's actually old. Like when he first got canceled.
Yeah.
You remember like he lost a bunch of like deals and like his bank stopped fucking with him. It was that shit. Yeah.
Because I haven't had a chance to see what this new scam that he got caught doing was, but I thought that's what it was.
It's a scam, and there's more like, you know, alleged sexual crimes from what I've seen. You know, this nigga, he can't get out of those, nigga.
And this is the first episode from this show that I kind of fully watched. Because I didn't even know. I had no idea.
Corey Holcomb.
I knew that this was going on, like this Funky Friday show, but I didn't really care about it until I went in there. I was like, oh shit, he had Adam 22. Like he's just talking to niggas.
I remember when we brought it up because the picture, somebody posted the picture on the story. I think it was Adam, and they both posted it. We talked about it, but we just never went back to revisit it.
But it made sense that like this was the first one that I even cared to pay attention to, because this was his like Cat Williams, Shannon Sharp type of moment.
Well, I was hoping nobody said that. I was hoping nobody said that because it's easy. You know what I mean?
I mean, well,
like it's easy. I'm not saying that like you're having a dumb point, but like the comparison.
I know my point isn't dumb, but I'm saying y'all don't get too don't harp on the semantics.
Okay,
it's like real niggas spitting real shit and ex-football player.
No, I get what you're saying. You're still putting too much on it, and that's because you fuck with Corey Holcomb so much. The doctor episode was way bigger than this is gonna be.
I'm saying in terms of like Kobe to Michael Jordan. It's like same but different.
Similar moves. You know what I mean? Like if you just close your eyes and squint, this could be 70 million views.
And in terms, it's not.
Nah.
Look,
this episode's only for the real niggas. Like,
but it's
also
about the semantics.
It's his version. You know what I mean?
Whose
like
version of real nigga?
It's Cam's version of what Shannon Sharp and Cat Williams did.
Like, let's have the guy on who's going to tell the real.
This guy that I respect, that I know is going to say some real shit, probably say how I feel, but I can't say it because I'm signed to the white man who Cam Newton just signed to because he's going to be at FS1 or somewhere like that. Like he's gonna be an analyst. He just got hired by the white man, so he really can't say what he wants to like really get out.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that he just signed something where he's gonna. Yeah,
he just signed a deal. He's employed.
But did Corey Holcomb like sound off on the entire industry like Cat Williams did? Was it one of those?
So
the comparison is wild to me still, but I'm letting you go. You know what I'm saying? Because it does. It's because the pretense that they each went in on Cat Williams went in there to air out grievances against the entire industry that people kept coming up to his show and was lying on his name. So he's going up there to clear the air and put the actual facts out there. One, the reach of that episode was big. This episode's been out for like 4 days. The reach is not crazy. I only knew about this episode not because it went viral, because a bunch of clips didn't go viral. It was because there was an office hours that said, that was the only reason why I knew about it. Yeah. But it didn't scorch the earth. It's the comparison is completely opposite. Even in terms of, and you're saying that this is that to Cam Newton, it can't be because
it's that to Shannon Sharp.
No, because Shannon Sharp doesn't have grievances with these other comedians that he's using Corey Holcomb and that he's using Cat Williams to air them out with, like
that we know of.
it's a reach. Long story short, if you're gonna go there, that's a reach though.
And if anybody knows about reaching,
I'm a professional.
it's this brother right
I
here.
hyperextended last week, halfway.
I was about to say,
I
the
do
shoulder
this.
blade is
I
disconnected.
do this.
Tippy
You know
toes
what I'm
have
saying?
calluses on them.
Yeah, I think
just
this
to
is
help
what
them
I do.
support.
So
Yeah.
it's just like I don't see it at all.
But also,
I just don't.
I mean, you could say that, but also to your point, Cat Williams doesn't have a dedicated show that he goes on every week that's his to already have those grievances aired out. Shannon Sharp, Corey Holcomb has been talking shit about Stephen A. Smith for years.
Right.
He's everything that he said on here, he said worse things on his show. Yeah. And the actual names of the people he's talking about. Yeah. So it's a different game, but it's still the same concept in terms of like, this is his version of the Shannon Sharp. I'm not saying views. Nobody cares about views in this conversation.
Impact is one of the big things about that interview.
Impact is, but it's like
that was the biggest thing about that interview, actually.
It's the same thing that happens when we say Anthony Edwards is the next Michael Jordan. Like, it's gonna be people who see the moves that are the same, and then there's gonna be the old head niggas. It's like, man, he ain't got none of the accolades that nigga got. The 70 million views, but the impact throughout the industry.
Also,
this is classic.
It's also
right
different caveats.
This is what happens.
This is classic podcasting.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna shut up.
It's also different. Oh my God.
Why you shut down?
Yeah.
We was cooking.
This nigga made it lame.
Anytime
This
anybody
nigga made
else,
it lame.
Turn the oven
anybody
else made it
else
lame and
has
shit.
a good joke, he just has to kill the whole room. Go ahead. Yeah, it's not him, so it's not funny.
That was a very good joke.
Go.
I'm glad that was good. But that's not what I'm saying. And even then, it's caveats that you're not adding to the Corey Holcomb situation. The nigga has a weekly show he goes on every Monday. That's mine.
No, I don't know if y'all heard that crackling a little bit, but go ahead.
My bad. He has a weekly show that he goes on every week. So it kind of diminishes when he goes on another platform, if, as you can probably agree to. It diminishes the value if he already has his own show. Just a little bit, especially if he's talking shit.
The only reason I don't agree is because this whole thing wasn't about cooking several niggas. It was just him asking him questions and Corey going on runs.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're getting caught up.
We're getting caught up on the semantics, but
That's why.
My point is that it's
you took him a little bit more literal than he intended.
Yeah.
It's like I said in the beginning, getting caught up on the semantics. It's just the idea of a real nigga coming on a platform, spitting his shit, spitting his word, and
To a gentleman of leisure.
To a different what?
With CTE.
Gentleman of leisure is a little different. That's you're calling Cam an escort right now.
No. Well, I don't mean that. Yeah, but I mean like to a gentleman-esque figure. Is what he's trying to be, right?
I thought
AJ's taking everybody literal today. It's happening. I just realized he's doing it to everybody.
I get what you're saying. Though. I get what you're saying, but it's just
Yo, Lauren tried to call the nigga a gentleman. He was like, wait, hold up now. He ain't selling no pussy.
yeah.
What you talking about, nigga?
Gentleman of leisure.
Gentleman of leisure.
He don't lay on his
Fuck
back.
outta here.
Oh God! All right, but let me get. But I did have a couple. I do want to watch this clip real quick, just so you can see the relationship, or you can just. This is the moment when it's like, oh, okay, this is why he's here.
But what are we to do? Not work with the white man? Not work at Hollywood as a whole? Because there is a delusion here as a black man who is pro-black. Like in the famous words of Issa Rae, I'm going for anybody that's black. Straight up.
I believe you.
But when you speak on certain things in regards to black people look at it like, yo, bro, how dare you talk about black people? I use my platform to entertain, to inform, to impact. Also, as far as inform and impact, under that should be accountability. I'm gonna hold you accountable. So whether it's right, wrong, and indifferent, I do believe in accountability on all fronts, not just a black on black thing or a black and white thing.
Are those Yeezys?
I'll speak on the truth in my vantage point, from my vantage point. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not opinionated or it's not subjective. But I owe a service to my audience to speak on things. So when you're saying pro-black, that don't mean you can't speak on black situations?
Of course. Listen, man, one day, there was a time in my life where I felt lonely, like, damn, nobody understand me, don't nobody see what I see? And then one day I listened to the Minister Farrakhan, just one of his tapes. And it was the first time in my life I ever said, wow, somebody thinks like I think. Somebody sees what I see. So when I say the stuff I say, it's never to say you can't do business with somebody white, Asian, Hispanic, black, whatever. You have to pick your battles. But I'm saying the reason we speak this stuff into existence, the reason I say this stuff on your great platform, because a lot of people watch it, is so maybe somebody can listen to it and realize you're not crazy, because they don't have this type of conversation on platforms that are ran by
Hollywood.
Hollywood, but it's not just Hollywood. We're talking about there are people who I call human haters. They don't like humanity. I got that word from Chuck D, human haters. They don't like humanity. So even if you say something that might help the people, they weed you out and get rid of you. But see, we could say that on this platform as long as it is being allowed to be played. You get what I'm saying? That's why we're saying it. We're saving people just by making them realize, no, you're not crazy. What you see is really happening, because in this world, like if you tune in to ESPN, for example.
Okay, you can't pause.
Don't they both look like they're about to go to Bishop T.D. Jakes' church and get that nigga like
but that
10%?
like that moment, that little minute and a half, 2 minutes, that was the basis of why he was invited. Like it summed up right there. You know what I'm saying? Like Cam needed somebody to speak through, and Corey Holcomb was there to identify. He was there to identify people who have been tamed either by money or ball or whatever like that. Like those were their two separate reasons for being there, essentially.
Yeah.
100%. Because the shots that he was taking at Stephen A. Smith, it's like, oh, these are heavy shots. God damn, this nigga is not playing with this nigga. But
And
I think they've been doing it for years, though.
He's been doing it for years, and he actually, like, he took a back seat, like, on Cam's platform. He really respected Cam.
Yeah,
Because if
yeah.
he didn't, he would have said, like, a lot more shit.
He
was so
would have talked
excited,
about
too.
his hat.
He
Well,
would've-
they're both wearing funky hats.
Well, he said that like I'm getting dressed. He dressed for the occasion.
Yeah, nah.
Like
I
you
dressed
see-
like a clown
You
to
see,
be
it looked
here.
like a shark bit the brim of his hat.
Yeah, I saw that. It must have been one of them scallywags he be talking about.
Yeah, one of them
But,
snaggletooth bitches.
Yeah, this is him taking some heavy shots. Stephen A. Smith, real quick.
But it's not just Hollywood. We're talking about there are people who I
never
call human.
We already watched that part. It had rolled right into it.
Stephen A. Smith.
Oh
is
no,
an
it does.
easy-
it does go into that. My bad.
It goes first.
And
It goes.
He's
Yeah, it
an
was just
easy
this-
guy to not like.
And also that, like a big part of their history is like, I guess, you know, back when Stephen A. wasn't Stephen A. for real, he had to shit on black people to kind of get his leg in the game. And Corey Holcomb has always called that out. Like, nigga, you only talk about LeBron and like black people. You feel me? You only shit on black people.
That is true, but sports is black people.
Which is
another
but
caveat.
It's also
Like
it's a way to do it.
It's a way to do it, though.
It's a way to do it.
For sure. Like,
Especially because I was
like
young.
that chick, the black chick who be
Malika
going,
Andrews.
who be going crazy on niggas.
Yeah.
That's the worst way
Malika.
to do it. But you can rise in the ranks. But Stephen A.
She's
Smith,
awful.
Stephen A. Smith is also somebody who says I say things that make my boss happy. He said that before. That's like on record with him saying that.
Yeah, no.
But
And it's
there's-
weird because
there's
that's
several
something-
niggas like that. That's like, even though like he can say that about Stephen A. Smith, he didn't just leave it exclusive to Stephen A. Smith. There are several niggas like that are like that who have been tamed by the industry, who have been tamed either for the $sign or whatever, and he's just not one of those people. And I think those people we do need those people. They are necessary, but they're also understand that you're never going to be as big as a Kevin Hart. But if you're blessed enough to eat out here, like he was saying in here, then which one would you rather have? Because we know Corey Holcomb is far from broke. We know that.
Look at that suit.
Yeah,
nigga.
he's far from broke.
You don't
So-
get that from anywhere.
It is one of those things that you think about too. Well, I've always thought about it anyway, but in this conversation, it's just relevant to this podcast that Corey kept kind of circling back to. It's like, if you're coming up in any game, what side of the fence do you actually want to lie on? Do you want to be on the side that is tamed by the white man, tamed by the industry, tamed by the money? Or do you want to be yourself and actually survive off being yourself?
It's the Wendy Williams quote. You're either gonna be of the people or of the industry. It's only two options.
Yeah.
You got a guy like Brian Dawson, he might be of the industry.
Yeah.
Brian Dawson, that was crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And shout out Brian Dawson.
Right.
I like Brian Dawson, but he seems like he's more of the industry.
Connected.
And then you got
Brian
Renegades.
Dawson was the radio DJ on 97.5, our Raleigh NC station, but he's a legend on reality TV shows.
Everybody
and shit like
knows
that too.
Brian Dawson.
Yeah, if you're into like the housewife shit, I don't know which one he was on, but he also made appearances on them shits too. So he popping. But that old regime that we used to have at the radio station, they did do some big shit.
They used to do some shit.
They was kind of going Autumn
Russ
Joy,
Parr and all them niggas.
Right, yeah, they was going crazy.
Russ Parr in the morning.
Russ Parr's crazy. Yeah, that
crazy.
old like
DL.
shit's a little crazy.
Yeah.
DL too. Yeah.
DL
niggas.
Yeah.
Radio was big, and like to the point of like having black people in those positions. It really all depends, because the way everybody talks about Steve Harvey, it makes you wonder, like, God damn, like this is half of what the game is. It's just
weird.
a bunch of old niggas that you probably aren't gonna like when you meet them, and like our legends.
And it's probably because I've heard both sides of the pendulum with Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
I've heard he was the nigga that got out the mud, and now he kind of gives back. He's got like a camp for single black mothers and misguided youth and shit. I've heard that end, and then I've also heard that like he was beefing with Bernie Mac over who was headlining the Kings of Comedy tour.
And also at that camp, I heard like it's a camp. He show up, he shake hands, but that don't mean he really care about it. Like we could do a book bag drive. Like it's nothing to find some unused book bags and just toss them to some fucking kids. Like it doesn't mean nothing.
Can you push those in back there? Because I think it's something over there. My shit keeps sizzling.
Yeah, it's only yours. Fuck, damn.
Is it only mine?
It has to be.
I don't know which one's mine.
Is it doing something for you?
Yeah, it's good. It just needed to be pushed back in because it's sizzling. Yeah,
That
it's
shit
good.
was sizzling.
Finger it a little bit.
That's really what it sounded like. Like it sounded like a little
Ain't no
sizzle.
sizzle. That's a crackle.
I about to say
don't know what
aluminum
that
foil
was.
crackling, but
Yeah.
But let's keep going though, because we got some other shit that we need to hit too. Now,
Shout out Corey and Cam.
Umar versus Andrew Schulz. There is no Umar versus Andrew Schulz actually, but
Yeah.
it was a Umar being on live. And honest, I don't know if the messages went out from the Flagrant side where they want to get him on the show or whatever like that. But Umar was on live. Was like, should we go back and forth with the white boy? Like I can't remember what he said, but it was Umar fashion, of course.
going to Umar after just interviewing Donald Trump is probably one of the greatest like streaks you can have.
Yeah, that's out of control.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fantastic,
insane.
actually.
Like
insane.
all spectrums get hit.
That's
I don't even think Joe Rogan has probably had a crazy back-to-back.
He has.
Like Dave Chappelle and then fucking whoever
Norm
runs
Macdonald.
Shane
whoever
Gillis from
runs
Fresh Off
NBC.
Something.
Like
Right,
some
right,
like real
right.
crazy
Yeah.
executive shit. But this is hitting a different mark.
Yeah, this is different.
This is hitting a
And I
different
think
mark.
Andrew would appreciate Dr. Umar's viewpoint.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He's there to argue. That's a whole fact.
No, well, he's there. I put it this way.
Same
Andrew
thing.
is there to argue, but I don't think he puts a lot of emotion in the argument. I think he enjoys
At least
the
not.
dance.
At least not anymore.
I think he enjoys the fact that he could even go into the studio with Umar and have it be an entertaining discussion.
Yeah.
It's more so about that than it is, let me prove Umar wrong.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
It's if Umar has ever said anything disparaging to Andrew Schulz, which I'm sure he has, because I know Andrew Schulz has said thing about the school not being done.
Yeah.
Then
Everybody
they are
has.
both going in there with vendettas that need to be settled. Period.
But not real vendettas.
not real vendettas, but there's
May-
many squabbles will happen within this battle.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure.
But I think it's friendly fire. And maybe
gonna be
on
friendly.
It's not gonna
maybe
be
on
friendly.
Umar's
It's not gonna
side.
be friendly during
Nah,
certain
bro.
moments.
Umar is a content creator. He's a
Yeah.
revolutionary.
He is.
But at the end of the day, he understands the game that he's playing. He knows that him going in there with Schulz, this comedian that's friends with Charlamagne and all that shit, kind of close to black culture.
Yeah.
They both know what is. I'm trying to think of an example, like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is one of those matches that are just made.
Cultures colliding.
Yeah, they're gonna disagree a lot, but it's not gonna be like malicious.
Exactly. Umar.
It's gonna be a lot
until
of
the school comes.
I feel
Until
like-
somebody pushes a button. That's all I'm saying.
But
School is a button.
he's
Schulz
gonna
is
make a
smart
school.
enough to not be that confrontational though.
Yeah.
He's not going to be seriously confrontational.
He's gonna debate.
Not
and push
seriously
back, though.
confrontational.
You know what I mean? This isn't like Tariq
Well, I think he
Nasheed.
knows how to
put it this
yeah,
way.
that's what
it's
I'm
not
saying.
going to be an instance where Tariq
No.
Nasheed came and they was really like
Going at it.
Yeah.
Andrew
No,
was
it's
like,
not
"Yo,
gonna
what's
be
wrong
that.
with the black people? Let me solve the black people." And Tariq was like, "What the fuck are you white trying to solve black people for?"
Yeah.
No,
it's not
yeah,
going to
yeah,
be
yeah.
that conversation.
Not anymore, just because he's elevated past that. But I do know that the offer has gone out for him to go out there, and this is not the first time Umar spoken on him where he's like, number one, if Umar goes, Umar got a check. That's a whole fact.
That's what I was
sure.
asking.
That's a whole fact. He
Like,
got that check.
Do you
No
think it
questions
was addressed to Umar or to the school? Because those are two different things. I remember Schulz had when they was talking
that's
about
right.
having him on Flagrant a while ago. He
It
was
was
like,
about-
"Nigga, I'll donate to the school,
That's right.
but I'm not paying you."
Yeah.
If Umar ever goes, it'll be directly to Umar's pocket. It's not going to be to the school. He's coming up off that check. That's a whole fact. Because if Umar actually cared about the school, he would have taken it and done the appearance.
Yeah.
So
Well, and there's that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like
That's true.
yeah. So we know the school thing is
That's a good point.
it's funny. It's funny. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Why is it not here? You know,
costs
it's
a
just
lot
when
to
it
keep
comes
a school.
down to
Yeah,
it, what's up? What's going on?
like, what
nigga?
buffoons do you got running this
What
shit?
is going on over there? So that's always going to be a hill that he has to battle, and he's a master at it at this point.
Yeah.
When you go into like year 10 of collecting donations, you become a master of why the school hasn't
Hell yeah.
opened yet.
How can you learn anything at this school when like the spirit of it is just confusion?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
nobody knows what's
Exactly.
going on.
Yeah. It's
You're gonna
be-
go in there and learn something?
So yeah, he's definitely got to cut the check to him.
Yeah, but
But let's
gonna be
let's
play
yeah,
this
let-
because
yeah, let's-
this got real funny at the end.
yeah.
Umar got on a little stream of consciousness.
Andrew Schulz want to go one-on-one with King Kong. What y'all want to do, family? Andrew Schulz want to go one-on-one with King Kong consciousness. Andrew Schulz want to go one-on-one with King Kong consciousness. What y'all think out there? What do my 𝙼𝙾𝚃 nation have to say? Do we go head on with Andrew Schulz or do we leave it alone? That's the question of the day. Do we go to war with Andrew on the podcast or do we leave it alone? What do y'all think, family? What do y'all think? Do y'all want me on the CEO's platform? Do y'all want me on the CEO, colonizer, enslaver, oppressor? Talk to me, family. Talk to me, family. What y'all want me to do? What y'all want me to do?
Andrew was in the chat, right?
Oh, yes. Where my butter almond queens at and my fudge queens? Where my sweet brown sugar and my dark caramel queens? Where my mahogany and buttercream queens at? Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh my god.
Get off my live, Andrew. This is an all-African live. I'll see you on the podcast. Get off the live, sir. This is an all-African live. Stop colonizing our spaces. Stop trying to neo-colonize our spaces, Andrew. Hop off the live.
Trying to gentrify the chat.
It's beautiful. He has so many like just built-in tags that he could construct a full sentence with just tags.
I've never called a black woman butter almond. That should sound amazing.
I've never
Yeah, it
called
does, it
anybody
does.
a Milky Way mama.
Yeah, yeah.
A Reese's Puff, nigga.
Umar's turning into a podcast fourth quarter nigga though, because last year is when Joe had him in the fourth quarter, and that was what, like he had come right off that episode when he met us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I just finished 5 hours with Dr. Umar. I said,
Yeah.
you could just see it in that nigga's face, like,
He loved black women for that moment.
Yeah.
I did that for the fourth. Like,
Yeah.
you can feel that energy, but
Yeah, nah.
Joe, you might need to snipe that and drop before Schulz can.
Yeah, you definitely got
I
to
might
drop
need-
the
you
King
might
Kong
do it again.
consciousness video before it shows.
When he's in town for the Schulz, pop over to the Joe Budden podcast. We need Ish and Joe round 2. And then rush that thing over to Patreon real quick before that flagrant
And
drops.
tell Ish to invite his wife.
Have to.
That's not happening.
Tell Ish to invite his wife to get full clarity.
It's not
You know
gonna
what I'm
happen.
saying?
Yeah.
I just saw a clip where Jay Wan was asking Ish, what is your girlfriend black acting white or white? And he was like, I don't understand the nature of your question. I was like, this nigga.
That's a good way to plead the fifth.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
that's
right.
funny. It's funny that Dr. Umar Johnson calls it King Kong consciousness, because if he really had King Kong consciousness, he would love white women.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He'd be infatuated with white pussy. He would take white pussy to the top.
Yeah, and break out to go see her again.
Exactly. Yeah. Keep her in the palm of his hand, nigga.
Jesus. What was I gonna say about that though? But yeah, that's
that would be a great episode.
We need to see that fourth quarter. That'd be a nice fourth quarter stimulus for Flagrant, because they already got. I mean, technically, he's already got the Trump thing. That'll last the rest of this year. But like we said, this back to back, we're in a "what have you done for me now" culture. I need that now. So yeah, it's like whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That would be a cool conversation. I wonder if Akash and Dr. Umar would kind of team up and
they'll
shit.
get together.
They'll get
along with
for sure. When in terms of like the type of pride they both
it's just gonna happen naturally.
It's gonna naturally.
Yeah.
We
loving your color.
I can't argue with you too much, nigga. I understand.
Exactly.
You tell me about your people, I'm gonna tell you about mine.
Yeah.
You tell me about the almond butters, I'll tell you about the yellow curries, nigga.
Yeah. So they gonna fuck with each other heavy. But in terms of it's staying on Flagrant though. Flagrant coming off the backlash now, official backlash of the Trump episode.
Yes.
Schulz had shows canceled after the thing happened, after the episode happened, pretty much. So
the venue that he was gonna tape his special in canceled on him.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was booked for like months apparently.
For sure.
One of them things to where they weren't even thinking about it no more. It was a done deal.
Yeah.
Pull it out last minute.
Yeah.
Because they're like 15, they're like really close to shooting it. And then it just got snatched up underneath their feet.
Which is why it's kind of a big deal. I never thought it would happen. And do you want to, you said it in the beginning, but you were wrong.
Oh, I will get there.
Okay, we're gonna get there.
Yeah,
relax.
I would love to step on his grave as well.
Okay.
But he has to die first.
Okay.
Hey, you see, I'm guiding the ship that direction. I just entered into the world.
All right. I'm gonna make you forget, nigga.
All right. It's so great. I've been cooking him with the 𝐿𝙾𝙳𝚃 shit. He ain't let that go yet.
Nah.
Yeah, he's still holding on to that.
Yeah, he's still holding on to it. It's
he's
all
holding on to
good.
that in the image of 𝐿𝙾𝙳𝚃's shoulders.
He was cooking me a bunch of hand jobs going
Just
around.
go to that chapter, because I didn't mark it because the chapter literally starts right at
the venue
our shows.
canceling.
Yeah, our venue canceling.
Even Akash said that he lost like 10,000 followers.
Anybody who comes fresh off of like when you were, long story short, if you were not mentioned or known, if we didn't know what side of the political fence you landed on, once you go to that side, I feel like most people give you the benefit of the doubt of probably being a leftist. But then once you pop out with some conservative shit, they're like, how dare you? Like, same with the Hoff twins. Not the Hoff twins.
Hodge
twins. That's crazy comparing them two together or mixing them up.
They're not that different.
Yeah,
they're damn near the same complexion.
One's just more professional.
Yeah, but they talk about, I've seen a couple of their videos about how when they went, they openly were conservatives, how they lost a shit ton of followers.
They lost even more. They lost a lot more.
Yeah, they lost a lot more.
It felt like their careers was like, it felt like they literally lost half of whatever they had before.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird, like being white and Republican. It's almost like liking blacks in the 1800s of how like even white people are viewing them. It's like, nigga, what the fuck? You fuck with that side? Like, it's just weird. Like everybody, even their own people is trading.
So yeah, let's listen to this. Schulz talking about what's happened to him since aligning himself with the MAGA man.
So yeah, so it was an awesome interview and everybody loved it. And then a day later, Dove was like, "Oh, by the way, the venue you're going to shoot your special in canceled your shows."
No, damn it! I waited.
Within 3 hours.
Dog, after we interviewed him, before the episode comes out, he goes to the venue. Everybody leaves. It's on Schulz's like special team. All of them have to go to the venue, check it out. I assume everything is good.
People flew in for this.
Oh yeah. So we've had these venues locked in for months now, something like that. Like it's not like we might do it here. It's booked. It's ready to go. We're going on sale this week. Like we have the entire production team come out for this is for the third time many of us are spotting the venue and looking at everything. We have the set design already curated. We're moving around seating plots, camera plot. Like it's ready to go. We're going on sale this week. And we get an email 3.5 hours out. After discussing with our board members, we don't think that it would be There's email. You'll bring it up, but don't show any emails off. But it was BAM. Brooklyn Academy of Music, which is a venue they've shot tons of specials in, and 3.5 hours after the interview, they canceled shows. So, yeah, let's see if we can show the thing. Read the exact email, because they're canceling my shows, but they're also begging Live Nation to not cancel future shows with them. Like they still want business, but they're like, just not this guy. Now, I don't know if it's a Trump interview, but the day before it came out, we were ready to go and we were going on sale this week. And 3.5 hours afterwards, we get this email. Yeah. First off, I want to thank you for thinking of BAM for Andrew Schulz's upcoming comedy show. We are always excited when promoters consider our space for their events. After some internal discussions with leadership, it was decided that BAM is not the right fit for this show at this time. That said, we really do appreciate you reaching out. We'd love to work with you in the future and for future events that might be a better match for BAM. So if anybody has an event...
Yeah, this is...
Nasty.
This is disgusting work, but I feel like comedians have more power than what they're abusing right now. So say this happens. A venue cancels on him because of something that he did, which was kind of stupid, interviewing the president, right? Say all comedians banded together and formed a union. They was like, all right, we not fucking with this venue no more because they don't fuck shit. That would give them back the leverage. That would give them back a part of the license that it takes in the freedom to just say what you want and maybe make a mistake or maybe be funny. But at least it gives you the option.
I don't think that would be possible because there's a lot of times they're managed by Live Nation.
Yeah.
Who, I don't know if it was this or like another show, but Live Nation has a monopoly on all things performing, stages and lights and things of that nature. So if you go against the venue, you're kind of going against your boss. You know what I mean? And if everybody is managed by the same, and I'm loosely know what I'm talking about, but the motherfucker who books them, if they're all signed to Live Nation, which I believe they are, because it's like, who else you gonna be signed to? It's like, you kind of just have to roll with the punches.
You do for sure, and that's just how the industry can be. Like even Dave Chappelle told a story of like it was the analogy of 3-card Monty. It's like you see a nigga go over there, he wins the game, so you think you can win. Lo and behold, they're all a crew that's in on this, just trying to trap niggas and make them think that they can win money playing this game.
Yeah,
that's how it could be. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. They would have to do it independently. It couldn't be through their booking agents and Live Nation and all that shit. They would really have to get it out the mud. But that's the only way to have the power. Just to get it out the mud. If you're relying on the industry, you're giving your pussy out to be pimped.
He might have lost a venue, but he probably gained however many people that can seat in there as fans. Yeah. Like new fans.
Who can seat in there?
Yeah.
Seat
in there. Seats in there.
You know what I mean?
Oh, gotcha.
So it probably doesn't even matter. Like he's...
Yeah, I mean,
he got everything he needs on the back.
I feel like
he's not hurting for sure.
Yeah, I feel like all the industries, it's just a super inconvenience though, especially when I'm trying to film this special.
Hell yeah.
And like when it can happen like that, like right before, fuck up time constraints, this could push everything back a month.
Oh,
just simply because of the venue shit.
Yeah, easily. Yeah. But
seat in the range.
That almost could be said about any of these things too. Like when it comes to what do you call that shit? When it comes
unionizing.
Yeah, like. Yeah. But are niggas gonna unionize? I mean, comedians might. You know what I'm saying? Like that. No. That wouldn't hurt them as much because how many comedians could sell out whatever size venue that was anyway?
Right. That's, you know what I mean? Stupid. Like, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
It's like
it would just depend.
Not everybody's playing on the same team. Like, which might sound crazy, just because we're all doing the same thing doesn't mean I want to unionize with you.
But they are though, and comedians have always had that low level of camaraderie to where it's like,
they definitely have a brotherhood.
If one of us gets in trouble for doing what we do, it's on behalf of the whole industry to come out of support, just so it doesn't keep happening. Because if he loses his right to be free on stage, I lose my right to be free on stage.
I've never heard of a story where it's just the whole industry. It might have been like independent crews, but like,
of course,
comedians.
If a nigga like
them niggas be riding together, even if they don't.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
like comedians are some of the most like snarky niggas in the world. They all hate each other. When we see that,
and they ride for comedy though.
That's what I'm saying. But they still be riding for the comedy.
Like even with the Kramer situation back in the day, when he was having a bad set at the Laugh Factory. And like he just said the N-word a bunch of times and kind of got canceled. He was one of the earliest examples of crashing out and getting canceled. It was a bunch of comedians like Dave Chappelle and even Patrice on O&A that they was kind of defending what happened in that situation.
Comedians typically do not dogpile. That's a whole fact.
You know what I mean?
That's obvious. They don't typically dogpile.
Dave Chappelle actually put it best. He was like, I think I'm 20% black and 80% comedian.
Which is why,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, which is why Schulz was looked at so crazy when he was like jumping out the window back in early white studio days on Flagrant, talking about Seinfeld's just not funny though. Like niggas was like, what? Like,
but
bro,
also,
you bugging right now.
a lot of people have had that sentiment with Seinfeld. It's a lot. Not every comedian, all comedians aren't just friends and buddy. A lot of them actually don't like each other. What's that one, Gary Coleman, the white comedian?
Yeah.
So he got in a situation with a comedian named Pierre, light-skinned brother with glasses. Y'all probably seen his face. But Gary Coleman, that's his name?
No.
You're talking about the show Black Dog. Gary Owens.
Gary Owens.
You're talking about Gary Owens.
Yeah.
Gary Owens blocked off like Pierre's whole shit for like 5 years because Gary thought that Pierre started a rumor about, Gary potentially cheating on his wife. You know what I'm saying?
That's personal though. That has nothing to do with like comedy.
Yeah,
no, but
they had a personal thing.
But if you're going on tour and you're telling your manager, I'm not doing this venue or I'm not doing this tour if this guy's on it, you're blocking niggas' blessings. You get what I'm saying? And that's a lot of stories within the comedy business. It's not just like a kumbaya, like we all ride together.
I think you're talking about something else.
Yeah, you're talking about something completely different. Like, of course, comedians beef, and there's going to be people who aren't cool with each other. That's true. But I'm saying when it comes to like, when it feels like the world is attacking comedy as a whole, majority of comedians come up on behalf of funny and represent funny.
Even the ones that don't like each other.
Yeah, it's like, it's one of them things to where it's like, you're my opponent, but against them, we're the same now.
Yes.
Even so, we got to defend what we do, just what we do. The essence.
It's pretty
of
consistent. That consistently happens.
Yeah. There's a fraternity to that extent.
To a degree.
They have a
but
funny
it's not,
wall of silence.
It's because nobody else is gonna. It's it's like the dark art in Hollywood, nigga.
Yeah.
You know
at all
what I mean?
odds, protect the funny. At all odds.
We have to.
Yeah.
Nobody else is gonna protect it.
But it really isn't.
Nobody else, Lauren.
It's not this big, like, happy kumbaya circle.
Nobody said
at
that.
the same time. You know,
it's not a big happy kumbaya
Good thing we didn't say that it
circle.
was.
Good thing,
Right?
Thank God nobody said they was wrong.
Oh, what's the name though? But even with this, going back to the point that you had earlier though, how like even though he lost this venue, he probably gained that capacity seat venue. I think them advertisements are coming for sure. Like that we gonna start seeing them Chevy ads. Like that shit is coming. Even if he doesn't continue to go down only speaking to like political figure, not only speaking, but like making it like a really regular thing.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we didn't bring it up last time. I guess we just wasn't thinking about it. But Flagrant has had several like political people. Yeah. Trump was just the biggest. But they've had people like running. Did they have Andrew Yang up there?
Yes.
They had Andrew Yang, they had Vivek Ramaswamy up there like twice. So it's like they have had people. This one is just like, I guess officially, the Trump one gave him the official stamp. Because like
it's the biggest politician in the world right now.
Because the Vivek nigga, he was a Republican too. But that didn't like scare the masses off. But Trump was
Indians aren't even worried about Vivek.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Exactly. So it's like, but the Trump one put a hardcore stamp to where he was chastised by the world and now in business. So it's like something, I feel like once you've been hurt by something like that, now you're officially a political figure, essentially. When you talking to somebody, should I call it a political figure? What would you call a political interviewer? What would you call people who interview political?
Just a political
platform,
just a political or a political platform,
political analyst.
You know what I mean? All that like, feel like once something like that happens to you, now you officially get that title.
And it stamps itself even more so when you start taking the endorsements that are from a certain color, like the red endorsements, the Chevys, the Ford F-150 giveaways, the special
pocket knives,
the 47 Club memorial coins, all of that shit. Once you start taking their money, because what'll happen is you're getting paid by them, and then he's probably really a moderate in real life. Like, you know, he might lean Trump because Trump is funny, but one day he's gonna say something on behalf of the Democrats, and then the Ford money start to get a little funny. Things start getting iffy. He's not directly a shrill. I can't pronounce that word.
Shill.
A shill. He's not a direct shill.
Can we look up shill too?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure we got that right.
No. I know you said
yeah.
it correctly.
Yeah.
I just don't know what the exact definition is.
Oh no, that's what I mean.
But I know we defined it last week, even though I still don't know. But I just remember us defining it as putting money in your pocket. That's how you become a shill.
An accomplice of a this can't be it.
Hawker, gambler, swindler who acts as enthusiast, enthusiastic customer to entice or encourage others.
Oh no, that is.
That is it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's a great
an accomplice on the scene.
definition.
Yeah. Of a hawker. What the fuck is a hawker?
I don't know what a hawker is, but that is a nasty definition.
Monica Lewinsky.
Nigga, okay, being called a shill is kind of disrespectful, low key.
Yo,
That
being
shit-
called a swindler is even worse, nigga. Like,
it put hawker, gambler, all
You're
these.
an accomplice of these people.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
just
it's not even your idea.
Yeah, you're adhering to the
You just-
system.
I
just
know
a caddy.
I know the bullshit that's happening, but I'm gonna get you over here because I'm getting a cut of that.
Yeah, nigga. I'll help you with the bullshit.
Wow.
You ready for bullshit today?
I'm
sir?
using shill way more often, actually. That's disrespectful as fuck.
Yeah, it holds a little bit more weight now.
I like it.
Calling somebody a hawker feels.
And is it only
wrong.
shill?
Yeah, what
That's
is that?
past tense
What the
and
fuck is a
present tense?
hawker?
I don't know what it is, honestly.
Lauren,
Yeah.
can we Google hawker and what
Go
did
ahead
you?
and do it.
Is that's past tense and present tense?
For-
Like this nigga shilling. Like what's
Oh, I never
past
heard it
tense?
used with an I. Like I never heard it used like that before.
Yeah.
Shilling
I feel
over
like they
here.
normally use it as like a adjective to describe something.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nobody's ever been in a room with a bunch of them and was like
a gypsy.
It's shilly.
what a hawker is.
typically advertising them. Oh, okay,
Yeah, that makes sense.
person
So
who
just-
travels around selling goods, typically advertising them by shouting.
gotcha.
Isn't
Okay.
Well, it's a lot of people that are shills in
There's
various
a-
industries.
Yeah, and there's a lot of hawkers in big cities.
Yeah.
It could be
I'm sure.
good.
Okay.
Somebody
good.
selling like nah.
Like the
I was
other
gonna say
day
life
on
insurance, but they be scamming with that shit too.
the other day on Capitol, I saw this Hispanic dude. He was selling bags of cotton candy on this long ass bamboo stick.
I've been seeing a couple of them.
If you buy your kid rolled cotton candy, you don't like your kid.
That's interesting.
You kind of want them to die
Not
a little bit.
necessarily.
You want
Did
your
he
kid to
did he
die
have
a
the
little bit.
machine?
No,
No, it's
it was
just-
just a
it was already
Hispanic
bagged.
dude
It was already made.
with
Bagged
a
up.
long stick,
Yeah.
and it was just already
bunch
bagged
of 'em.
up. I don't know where it's from. If you buy it for your kid, you kind of want your kid to stop talking for a little bit.
He's
Just a
getting
little
off
bit.
though because
Not
he does
really,
that a lot.
though.
I've seen.
You've
him.
never been to Mexican
Damn,
flea
bro, I've
markets,
never
I
seen
can
this
tell.
nigga before.
Well,
I've
I've
seen
been
him.
to Mexican flea market. It's funny how I'm Hispanic when it's convenient, but if you love your kid for real and like have the best interest in their safety, you're not just gonna get random cotton candy from some nigga.
I don't
on the
know,
street.
just
You'll
bag
take them to
cotton.
Walmart to get some like safe cotton candy.
It's not for us, Tony. It's for his culture because they do that down there.
I've also never really fucked with bad cotton candy.
Hispanic
Like
candy.
if I didn't see you put it on the little piece of paper, what?
It's got to be fresh.
I don't want to buy it in a bag. That shit is weird.
You need
That's
fresh
always
swirls.
been weird to me. Yeah, buying
man.
cotton candy in the bag. It's just.
As long as they're bagging
think-
it instantly. Like if they got the machine right there and then they give it to you, that's cool.
Oh no, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about like how a bag of chips, a bag of cotton candy. That's what I'm talking about. I've never bought that bag of cotton candy.
A
in my
bag
life.
of cotton candy seems safe to buy.
No, I know it's safe. It's
But
just
even on the
weird to
streets
me.
from like a Mexican nigga holding like a big ass stick.
Nah, man.
Like it honestly seems better than the store bought.
you fucking
I
bite
I
it.
know
want to see
exactly.
you do this.
I have to see it.
I want to see that.
Because I don't want to bite into this and have it. Oh, that's not sugar. That's
Yeah.
fentanyl, nigga.
I want to see you pour the colored sugar in there and whip that motherfucker up. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see the whole thing.
Oh, but he's different though. He might be different.
Yeah,
Do you like to see your hibachi chef throw the shrimp in your mouth too? Like, how far does this go?
Pause. No, but like kettle corn, I want to see you in with the kettle with that big ass stick, then put it in the bag.
You got a food fetish.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, you got you like to see people
Nah.
hurt themselves to make you get food.
Most fat niggas like seeing their snacks being made.
I like the preparation.
It's not enough to just eat it.
Do you
gotta-
appreciate the preparation, or you just like the fact that you have a service?
when it's fresh out of whatever it was made at, it probably tastes the best.
Yeah,
So
Probably.
that's just all I'm going with that logic.
but it's not that different from them walking it back from the kitchen to your table
No, that's not.
than
that
it is from
different
them
either.
just cooking it at the table. Like it's kind of the same.
Yeah, I mean,
It's all in
hibachi's
your head,
straight,
but
though.
that's
It's
really
all in your head.
That's really what half of it is.
Yeah, all of it is.
And that's what food is. It's all in your head. What you
were we
like,
talking- we were talking about
what you eat, the
Talking about
habits.
chill. This
It's
came
mental.
off of looking at the definition of chill.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I was like, how did we get here? We were in Flagrant.
Yeah, with somebody
talking about is he a shill?
Right.
Yeah.
But we're saying once he gets the advertisements, then he officially would be a shill.
And then cotton candy.
Yeah.
It made sense.
It did. It
was a lot of-
connected.
And I could see Andrew doing something.
Right back round.
It would have to be a specific type of advertisement. Like what's a Republican advertisement?
Chevy.
Gave you like
we went
five.
Ford.
Yeah, we went to a bunch
F-150.
of them. Yeah.
What's a good one?
A realistic one.
The
like,
ones that Candace Owens had one about like
Bro, it'll be something.
Candace Owens her advertising be American as fuck.
It'll be something as crazy as like
aluminum wallets.
American Rifle espresso coffee.
Yeah, Candace Owens.
It's a veteran-owned company.
She got one for. It's about babies, I think, and it was something about like American-made formula. It had to do with something mothers and nourishment to babies. That's all I remember. But I remember the way she was delivering it. I was like, she's getting these promo codes off right now.
She was slinging that Republican.
Yo, my God, I know that promo code was going crazy because she's like, you know, me and a mother of two. I'm like, oh man, it's right here already. I'm here now. Telling me about us putting this GMO poison. It was something along those lines. I was like, oh yeah, those promo codes going stupid over there. I know they are.
Oh my God,
American made. Like you're touching everything right here.
You touching everybody's hearts. Like it's probably motherfuckers kicking bottles of Gerber now.
Yeah, so it was if he ever gets any of those, which I bet you they pay better.
For sure.
I think the ones that pay the best though are going to be gambling ones, just because they have the most to pay.
Yes,
it's just how do you beat that?
He's got extra money laying around.
Yeah, it's casino shit. You know what I mean? Like
fake money.
You can't beat niggas printing fake money. So
they'll hand you a blank check and they're gonna be able to pay it.
But a Republican joint is definitely second, I think, for sure.
Yes.
Or the amount of support, like if you're not getting paid up front, the amount of like $2.50 that you give everybody that use your codes racks up really quickly.
Yeah,
that too. You know what I mean? Even if they're not cutting a big upfront,
especially now,
we the people are supporting it like insanely.
Yeah.
You think we're ever going to see real pharmaceuticals getting advertised on podcasts, like an Ozempic commercial, or you know,
the cure? I mean, a real but not like this.
Would Blue Chew be considered like a pill?
But that's a little bit more cosmetic still. I mean, like
that's still
actual.
Over the counter.
I mean, you turn on the TV and it's a motherfucking frolicking in bushes. Like I can still live a regular life with this medicine. That type of shit.
That'd be interesting. I don't know. I don't know if that'll happen. There might be something legally around it.
I think it is.
They just got to say the side effects though, right? Because there's legal ramifications for advertising gambling and Blue Chew.
That's true, and they do their little disclaimers too.
Yeah, there's disclaimers.
I've never seen
even with like tobacco shit too. That's another big one. Tobacco products.
Yeah, true.
I've never seen a tobacco ad,
or not tobacco, but like the anti-tobacco niggas.
I have,
and usually with when
actually not tobacco, nicotine.
That's
the nicotine ones.
It's a
which is different.
Line.
It's the loophole
exactly
to it. Yeah, for sure. I grouped them together, but they were doing crazy on those pouches, and then YouTube cracked down on it.
Yeah.
So why we don't see them anymore?
Exactly.
So now they're going crazy on the help me stop smoking shit.
Yeah, but
like
and then
Fume.
also because I saw Trap Lord Ross with the flavored air.
That shit.
Yeah, it's I seen him with that advertisement. So
flavored air.
And one of the benefits he said was, it's like when I would be smoking a cigarette knee deep into advertising. Instead, now I'm just hitting this, which is a lot healthier for me.
And even in saying cigarette, like I don't think they can say it directly.
No, they
There's
can't.
legalese around that.
Yeah,
like Andrew gets around about being like, that other stuff, the bad stuff, the killer stuff. Yeah, yes. You got to play carefully, nigga.
But
big money we talking about.
Andrew is officially he's officially in a political area or realm.
Just after this,
after that interview, 100%.
It's so is
because he's also been penalized for it now.
What is
Charlamagne has been Remember he was saying he couldn't get insurance, home insurance or some shit like that for some new house he was trying to move into.
So once you're penalized, that means people.
That means your picture's up on somebody's wall.
Yeah. Somebody has chose a side for you.
Yeah, it's affected you now.
Maybe not now. It might have been like that back in the day because it took more to get canceled. But nowadays, like, if you wink at Donald Trump, you fucking lose an endorsement. It don't take much.
Oh, well, when I said picture, this is the first time y'all took me too literally this episode. I didn't mean it was that serious. We're watching you FBI type shit. It's just like figuratively, you're on this list now.
Yeah.
Whether
that's
it be,
that's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like even when you said he's a political,
more intense, like turning into like having a stalker on some shit.
Oh hell,
I wasn't thinking that deep.
No, nobody cares that much, nigga.
Some people do, but most people.
What
don't.
about Call Her Daddy?
That shit was so flat and lame that I don't think anybody gave a fuck after that.
So
nobody's talking about that.
That just didn't touch nothing.
Yeah, they make no waves.
That shit, it was not it.
But she was penalized for it being so bad, so you still wouldn't give it to her?
For Backlash.
It's bad content.
It's different. I haven't heard about her deal canceling. If she lost that $125 million, oh yeah, nigga, she's up there then for sure.
Oh, nah.
But if all of a sudden they decided to like step away after just signing that deal a couple months ago, then I'd say yes, 100%.
That'd be different, but
Yeah,
I'm sure she's lost something in this process.
It's just not big
I feel
enough
like
for
talking
us
to
to
Kamala
know.
Harris, you just innately lose a piece of you somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
But
part of your nationality, but you ain't losing no endorsements.
so yeah, let's go over to this now. The main question I do want to ask before we get to the end of this, I'm gonna let y'all have y'all time. Is do we think I'm ready to rank Charlamagne's political presence and Andrew Schultz's political presence on who's doing better
You
at
reach
some
in,
point?
you can't speak.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, but that's okay because I plan on doubling back to that.
Ranking their just
That's
off
where I'm
of
at
these
with it.
last two games?
Charlamagne.
Yes.
And that's
And
not
no,
fair.
and I'm taking
that's
it
not
more-
fair to Andrew Schulz though.
That is because he's done more. Like I just said, it's not.
not.
This isn't the first time we've seen several conversations with several political people.
It's not fair to
It's
Andrew.
not the same. It's not the same.
I don't give a fuck.
They're
I'm just
not
telling you
even
where
coming with the same context, and we know you don't give a fuck. But that's why we have to, because you're gonna title the video something, and then there's gonna be niggas in the comments like them three idiots.
Yeah, them three idiots.
It's one big one. There's one real big one, and his knees are out. So we gotta, I just gotta make sure I divide the lines.
Why can't we compare them? Go.
Because first of all, there's different intentions. Charlamagne actively wants. Charlamagne's a broadcasting interviewer, media personality, journalist.
And we're using all this to talk
Andrew
about the
Schulz
town
is
hall
a
scene,
nigga.
too.
Say it again.
We're gonna be bringing up the town hall. This is all gonna be in the town
Of
hall.
course,
segment.
nigga. That's the
Go
bane
ahead.
of your existence right
Go
now.
ahead, go ahead.
But
It's not.
Andrew Schulz is a comedian who has a podcast because that's the era that we're in.
Yes.
If he grew up in a later time, he wouldn't have radio aspirations. I don't think we would be seeing him broadcast somewhere. He would have a sitcom. He would just whatever the comedian
if it was- yeah, I see what you're
vehicle
saying.
to get to success
Yeah.
is. He would do that. It
Yeah,
just
right,
happens to be
right.
podcast
And
right
also,
now.
real quick, let me get in. If I would give Andrew more credit if he was able to get that Daily Show position that he probably wanted, that political pundit position that Jon Stewart be doing and shit. Like Bill Maher, that type of like
Or like
political
or
analyst.
like SNL.
Like
Yeah,
the
or
fact
just-
that he's not that, you can't even compare him to like Charlamagne because they're nowhere near each other.
Yeah,
He's not there yet.
They don't. It's not
Well,
even yet.
also-
Like it almost sounds like you setting up Schultz for some shit that he don't even really want to do. Like I don't think he sees himself being the voice for people talking to political pundits.
I don't think you have that choice.
I think that's a waste of
honestly.
time.
First of all, I don't think you have that choice. I think some people can make that choice, but there's like to me, Charlamagne was like chosen. Like he went that direction, but he was also chosen. Like we're just gonna use him to speak for what the average black person feels about these political things. Like seeing like Fox, CNN, ABC, like they go to him to hear what black people think.
Yeah,
And
So
that's
even though there's better people for it, he's the one that's been chosen for that.
But there's
You
and
know
that's
what
a
I'm saying?
testament to his respect level.
No, what I'm saying is that you don't always have power over if you're chosen that. Just because Schultz did the Trump thing, he might be chosen for that now
But
too.
I feel like this is
just
the
like how
beginning. This is the beginning.
Trump is never coming back to Flagrant.
why not?
That's
You
not
think there's
true.
going to be a part 2?
Potentially.
That's not true.
You think that there's gonna be a part
next
2?
6 months?
I wasn't thinking that at all, but why do you think that's so outlandish? I wasn't thinking about that whatsoever.
This
But
is
why do you think that's not
because
happening?
this is one of them situations. It's a one-time thing.
I don't know about
This
that.
is a hot political season.
Yeah.
These niggas are trying to win leader of the free world, and they're going to all of the media that's necessary. They're
Yeah, but we
using-
also know just having a president on isn't the foundation of being a political platform. There's only one current, one before, or there's only one current and one runner up, or one past one. So it's like there's only like 2 of these people running around at a time that we even give a fuck about. Most of the time we're interviewing, like a political platform is gonna have governors on there, senators on there. It's
Yeah.
like just because a president doesn't keep popping up over there doesn't mean it's not a political
And with
platform.
how that interview shaped like Trump's presidency for like how it is looking now, he's definitely gonna go back.
That's what I'm saying.
It might not be soon. It might not even be within the next term, or if he wins or whatever happens with
No,
that.
yeah, right.
But
It went
he's
over too
definitely
well.
gonna go back.
I wouldn't even think
I
about
don't
that.
think
Why do you
he's
think it's so
going back.
ridiculous that he wouldn't go back?
I think that you guys think that they're friends now. Like there was like a real rapport
No.
and connection
But I
established.
think Trump-
This politics is
I thought
one
it
of
was-
the coldest games there are. If Schultz all of a sudden became radioactive and it was bad for Trump's campaign, Trump is going to detach himself from that. There's no emotion in this shit.
Like he's
It
doing
just-
twice as fast.
It's one of them things where it's like you was at the bar and it was the right girl at the right time. She got you for that night, but you're never calling her again.
Oh no, that's crazy.
You just needed to get a nut
No.
off.
That's kind of crazy.
But The nuts, but the
so-
nuts you're talking about, it's not like a regular nut. It's one of those like it's a very.
It was a
catastrophic,
a galactic nut, I guess, but whatever the fuck you trying to say.
Yeah.
But the thing is that this is all about what I need from you. Trump is not going to need anything from Flagrant, from Schulz for another, well, it depends on how this election goes, but for another like 4 years, dog. This isn't one of them situations.
I don't know what AJ's thinking. I'm not confusing the purpose of why he went on Flagrant
me neither.
to get off his political standpoint, or to like kind of get his name out there to a certain type of crowd.
Yeah.
But the idea that Trump wouldn't go there again after seeing what he did with them, I don't think
it was obviously a great enough podcast. It was a good enough podcast, bruh. It's like you're coming from the position that them niggas had smoke from the moment they sat down.
Who?
Like Flagrant and them, to where it was like they ended off on bad terms, to where it's like, oh, I hope you don't think the Trump thing is going to happen again. You're making it seem like that.
You're
like,
arguing like my girlfriend now. I never said none of that.
Bro, you're making it seem like it's
said none of that.
You pretty much said Trump will never go back to Flagrant ever again. That's what you said.
Happening. I'm saying I don't see it happening again.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out why, when there was no beef whatsoever throughout that whole thing, because it actually went swimmingly. The entire thing.
And all I'm saying is like that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's no emotions in this.
That does matter, though.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
He went there for a purpose. His purpose was served.
If I go somewhere,
I don't see him needing to go back there again. It's like, nigga, why am I going to the?
But there's a lot of
waterfountain?
headlines after this whole thing. It's a lot of press from this whole thing.
It's different when
you're making a point I'm not making. I didn't say it wasn't good and that it wouldn't be impactful. I'm not even saying that it wouldn't be beneficial for him to go back. I'm saying I don't see it happening again. These niggas, these politicians, it's some real reptilian shit, dog.
I feel like
it's more than politicians.
I feel like what you're saying,
it's all of them. But go ahead.
I feel like what you're saying is the same like emotion AJ felt when he was talking about Charlamagne potentially talking to Kamala. Like it was like, I don't.
No, we have two different intentions.
It's just pure emotion without the actual like thought process
Assessing,
of it.
like, yeah,
you know what I mean?
assessing properly.
I get what you're saying.
Go ahead.
Nobody's confused on the idea that politicians use people for their bidding when it's necessary, especially when it's 23 fucking days out towards the
Everybody's
election.
getting used.
He's definitely not going to go up there within the next year if he ends up winning, because it's like he's the president.
And I'm busy.
But,
yeah.
And he's busy. But the idea of Donald Trump going on Flagrant, I think that's the only place he's found solitude outside of like Patrick Bet
or
Patrick Bet David podcast. But even then, Patrick Bet, that was like just a boring conversation, and
Trump shit was trash.
Trump seemed tired and shit.
Trash.
All I'm saying overall is that it sounded like you were bigging Andrew up like he's this next big political interview figure. I don't see that happening. I think this was a flash in the pan moment.
It might not be
I don't think Andrew Schulz is going to be important for every election coming up.
You got lower expectations than I thought you
did.
for
But the thing is, you have high expectations for Schulz, and I feel like that's just so you can put Charlamagne down some more.
Nope.
You I don't know.
That's a good angle, but I don't think that's what's happening.
Convenient, but
because I'm not agreeing.
Well,
exactly.
Well, can I get to my fucking point out? God damn, nigga. I think that you're propping Andrew Schulz up a little bit more just to make this argument of who's a better political interviewer even seem like like something that could logically happen. You're bigging one nigga up to put him down. You called Andrew Schulz the 𝙃𝚃𝚃𝚃 a couple weeks ago. This is not even the first time you did this shit.
I brought that up because I was saying I'll start going with that storyline.
You will you will big another nigga up to tear somebody else down because
I'll start going with that storyline depending on how they interview each person, each political candidate. I said that,
but
I said that playing off of like other people because I never felt like that, but that was a narrative that was out. I was just bringing up the narrative that was out. I never abided by that. I always just said it was Andrew and Charlamagne on that show.
I think this is
I never said it was one of
first
the other.
real indoctrination into like whatever political sphere this may be, like in terms of like where he stands in it. Because it's like when you think of white comedian podcasters who are into politics, you have the Tim Dillons who are like Schulz, but
political is
100% better.
Yeah, 100%,
like he's phenomenal.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
That's literally his bread and butter. Yeah, for sure.
There's other people that are better that are in a better position than Schulz to have this conversation about.
Sure.
But Schulz also
I don't
has
think
this,
Schulz
like,
is there yet in order to like on some comparing shit, especially towards Charlamagne. Like Charlamagne, this is Schulz for real big go round. We can't even put that on him.
It's his first at bat.
When I was watching it, I saw the idea of like
he could do this.
Him doing this, but didn't he get denied a job? My bad. Didn't he get denied a job on the Daily Show? Asking y'all to kind of look that up if y'all.
I don't think so.
Or the whatever political pundit show.
I don't know.
I think he's going to be a guest host one time or something like that.
Oh, really?
And
it got
think,
shut down?
I don't believe so, but
I
I
don't
think he
know.
talked about doing it one time.
Of
Something
what?
like that.
Of what show?
The Daily Show.
The Daily Show.
And that I've heard that, but I don't want to just say that. I don't know if it's true, but that's another reason why you got to kind of have to give it to Charlamagne. Not that Charlamagne has succeeded in hosting the Daily Show, but when it comes to politics, Charlamagne is the guy.
Yeah.
I don't think
you're going off a nigga's hot summer right now.
I don't think
a nigga had a real hot summer and you trying to compare him to Hove.
Give Schulz 2 more years. Like whatever.
You saying Charlamagne is Hove of political talk?
Not like in the terms of like he's
that's
that
where I'm keeping
good,
it right now. I'm
but
not going outside of that. I'm keeping it right
respect
there.
in terms of respect.
I'm only keeping it in the political sphere right now.
Well, I'm keeping it in the political sphere.
Okay.
I didn't take it out. I'm just talking about in terms of the respect Hove has for it at his craft. Charlamagne has that same respect. This is one of the best interviewers in the black community. He's got one of the voices
in the political sphere.
I don't know about that.
In the community, well, who's a bigger interviewer?
You said best though.
I'm only talking about the political sphere right now.
Did I say best? I
Yeah,
could
you
have sworn
said
I said bigger, but when he's one of the biggest,
And
he's
you're
one of the
saying-
most relevant.
You're saying in media and broadcasting. Because if
Right.
you're
Yeah.
Well,
'cause that's what people talk, but yeah.
Well, don't say that because there's other niggas like 𝙿𝙾𝚃 who actually know what the fuck they're talking about,
Right.
who knows a lot more about politics. So that I was just asking.
Who's in media and
because-
broadcasting. He
Yeah,
does
but
CNN or
it's-
used to.
It's different. You know what I mean? Like that's
And I'm
that's
not-
actual real political journalism. Don't get me wrong. Charlamagne is that nigga, but he's just a broadcaster that can get into the that can get into the political bag.
Yes.
Still respect, but let's not confuse
rank-
that with another nigga above him who's
Right.
𝙿𝙾𝚃.
Okay, if I said he was the best, I misspoke. But
I'm
he's
ranking-
one of the biggest and most relevant. You're
Yes.
watching
Of just broadcasting.
We
Yeah.
waited for Kamala to go talk to the Breakfast Club. Nobody was asking when is she gonna go talk to 𝙿𝙾𝚃. Who asked that? Was that a real narrative somewhere?
It might have been.
When is she gonna talk to 𝙿𝙾𝚃? Why is she not talking to Don? Nobody gives a fuck.
Well, when you're saying best, it's like
biggest, relevant. If I said best, I misspoke. So take best out of the equation.
All right, well, don't say it with so much attitude. Jesus, what's your problem?
You niggas get attitude. I
Hey,
can't
you're
get
also
attitude.
like dismissing the thought of how something impacts the person doing it. So like Schulz could have done this for the first time and
Yes.
really liked how that felt and
Yes.
wanted to try this again because he did so well at it.
Yes,
you know what I'm
and
saying?
what
Like,
you're also doing is assuming what happened.
But we're talking about
but you're
potential
assuming
things.
that
We're not-
he
we're
did it and liked it, and you saying that I assuming that he did it and
assuming-
didn't like it. We're both assuming his intentions.
But
nobody
yeah,
knows what
I'm
the
not
fuck
at
Schulz
all.
was thinking. Well, I'm talking to Lauren.
I get.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm
But
saying?
I'm talking to Lauren right now.
I
but-
He's bringing up a separate
understand-
point than
I
what I'm saying.
understand where you're coming from, but
I'm saying like it's not far fetched to think that he would do this again. Schulz would want to do this again, and that he could be going down this lane at some
I
point.
didn't
He
say
already
Schulz.
does it.
I didn't say Schulz wouldn't want to do it again. You can niggas keep making arguments I've never made. I said I don't see Trump coming back.
yeah, that is what you
That's
said.
the
That's what you
argument.
said.
But the argument was who
And
would
now
be a
you
better.
niggas is saying a bunch of side shit that never happened. But
Yeah, that was the last segment. The new segment was who is better in the political sphere.
Right, that's what I'm trying
what
to
you
get
think
to.
I listen to your bells, nigga? Fuck the segments. Give a fuck, nigga.
That's
We talking about the last shit.
Plus
yeah,
four, nigga.
because to his point, it's
Play you
like
in the bell again.
it's
Listen
like
to him.
sure, like Charlamagne is a big broadcaster, but I'd rather hear 𝙿𝙾𝚃 spew some shit
There-
over him.
I
No,
just
you
don't.
wouldn't.
I just don't want
No,
to.
you wouldn't.
No,
Yes, I
no.
would.
Listen,
You honestly would? Because I haven't heard you say
One-
that.
I'm gonna be
One
honest.
sounds. I know one sounds more knowledgeable when they speak about politics than the other.
And I'm not saying that 𝙿𝙾𝚃 might not be
And that's what I'm
better,
saying. And it's
but
done.
I'm talking about big. I said biggest and relevant. Biggest and most relevant.
because you keep talking about something that we're not talking about.
All I know is I had to defend the point of me saying that I don't see Trump coming back. And now I'm talking about something
We
we're
have
not
moved
talking
past
about.
that already.
But
For the audience members, for everybody, it's a couple things going on. It's a couple. It's like two conversations. One of them we already have right. You're not. We both agreed that you can't even compare Charlamagne and Andrew to the same standards of political conversation.
Yes,
what
we can.
I'm disagreeing with you at this very moment, like 3 minutes ago,
Yeah.
was that you said Charlamagne was the best and blackest nigga to talk to a politician.
Yes.
That's where I felt like, whoa, now, because I don't want to.
Did I say best for real? F Mac.
You said Hove. What
Did
else?
I say best?
Goat. Like what else do we
in terms of respect for your craft?
And I think you did say the word.
I said big.
You said big.
Which is what I meant. I typically say what I mean, so I don't know where this best shit came from. I never said he was the best. I don't think he's the best.
But you said Hove too.
Now you're taking me too literal.
If you didn't,
well, why would you say Hove? Because Hove's not the biggest, but he's the best.
Well, Hove isn't the biggest, but he's the best. Yeah. Hove is pretty big.
He's pretty big.
He's pretty fucking big.
But Future's probably bigger than him on like, in terms of like popularity or something like that.
In terms of relevance, so okay, I should have said Future, and for next time I'll be better.
Can we look up
same
biggest?
thing you did. Same thing you did, which he's the biggest broadcaster.
Both of y'all,
we know that.
Both y'all niggas are
we're
doing
only
it.
talking about the political part.
Y'all doing the exact same thing.
No, we're not.
Now you're not even making sense talking about the political part. He's doing broadcasting about politics.
Biggest, blackest political pundit.
What?
Don't sir.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Some
that's
big
crazy.
buff nigga that we've never heard of.
Yeah, it's something wild, Mike.
Hey, it's your desktop. It's fine.
That's crazy. Pundit is wrong word.
21 black political pilot.
23
pundits you should know.
Pundits, okay.
23 black political pundits you should know. This will be interesting. When did this come out? The Roots.
The Roots.
This is published in 2016 though.
Damn, that shit is old as fuck.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
First one that popped up.
What was I doing in 2016? What the fuck?
Rapping.
That was forever ago.
Van Jones is in there.
Is he number one?
Who's number one?
I'm trying to
He's number one.
Yeah, Van Jones.
Van Jones.
Nia Malik Henderson. Nia Malik Henderson.
Malika. Yeah.
Malika.
Michael Steele.
Van Jones is good. Van Jones.
Bakari Sellers, he's a legend. That's that dude with the afro.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, and Van Jones. That's a TMZ
guy,
right?
I don't know any of these people.
Yeah, Van Jones. No, that's Van Lathan.
Roland Martin, you know him.
Roland Martin caught crazy strays. They were in the comments talking about that last week.
Yeah, Mark Lamont Hill.
Okay.
Sean Mark Lamont.
Angela Rye.
That's funny.
Francesca Chambers.
Heather McGee.
Errol. Damn.
Cornell Belcher. I don't know who that is.
Jamal Simmons, Crystal Wright, Clarence Page,
Helene Cooper.
Jason
Johnson. Jesus
Wilmer
Christ.
Leon.
That's a black shit.
Have you heard of him?
Jason Johnson.
David
How you doing, Jason
Swertlick.
Yeah, that's the last one.
He sound like a.
He sounds half Jewish.
Sound like a traitor.
Yeah.
How you doing, Jason Johnson?
Just call me JJ.
You gotta say both.
Just call me JJ.
When you got two first names,
Jason Johnson, but you can call me JJ.
But I didn't
Search
see.
this nigga.
I didn't see Charlamagne's name.
Yeah, from a list from 2016.
From 2016, yeah. He was definitely doing it around
You didn't
then.
see his name.
He looks like a lot of people that I've met in my life. I've met that nigga before a couple times. You know,
He kind of looks like a beardless you.
I can see it.
Like a little bit. I'm not saying it's a spot on thing, but a beardless you.
Yeah. That's what I would look like beardless, pretty much.
We figured out that your chin was really weak underneath that fuzz.
He looks like my homeboy.
See?
Got bald homeboys. That's funny.
Yeah.
But that's just a band of bald brothers.
You got bald homeboys. But yeah, did y'all watch the town hall? What do you mean?
Yeah. How did you what did your heart tell you when you saw it? Because it dropped right after the thing. You know,
Should
normally
I hit the bell because it was supposed to be.
I was just about to say normally you like to hit the bells.
It was supposed to be with that segment, but y'all just went off on that wild ass tangent. So, all right, Charlamagne did the town hall with Kamala Harris.
Yes.
Thoughts?
No, what are your thoughts? Because you didn't even see this happening. You thought it was impossible, nigga.
Yeah, I said in my gut, and it didn't happen.
Your
She
gut,
didn't go to the
what did
Breakfast
you eat
Club.
that day that kind of influenced that opinion? Because you know your gut.
Probiotics.
Oh, where you had good bacteria in your gut and you still made poor decisions? That's crazy.
Vitamin B3.
How good was that bacteria if you were still making poor decisions?
It was technically I was right because he didn't go to the Breakfast Club.
Well,
because he didn't go to the Breakfast Club.
She didn't
You're
go to the
right.
Breakfast
He
Club. They didn't go to the Breakfast Club.
I mean, but now you're reaching for straws. You know what you
I'm
meant.
not reaching for too much of anything. It wasn't even called the Breakfast
did it
Club.
at
It was called Town Hall at iHeart.
Yeah. What channel did it come out on?
iHeart.
No, what
Breakfast
channel?
Club.
The
What
Breakfast
channel
Club
did it come
channel.
out on? And it came out on the Breakfast Club. What is that? What does that sign behind him say?
That's because iHeart doesn't drop any. They don't drop shit like this on their main channel.
But what does the sign
else was it
behind
gonna
his
go?
head say?
It says the Breakfast Club, but there was no Breakfast Club intro either.
Also says an audio thing. So it also says.
There's also an audio experience.
Yeah.
Thank God they had the video, because when I first saw audio experience only, I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
You're taking us back in time. There's no way you're doing that.
I need to see your face.
Yeah, niggas have to see something. Like, that was crazy to me. But thank God it wasn't that, and it was actually a video that we can watch. I would have had to download the iHeart app. Like, I was thinking, like, just when I saw it, I was like, how much work I have to do just to get to this shit now?
Yeah,
like,
they wouldn't have made it that that inaccessible.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That'd be stupid. But I feel like overall, it was cool. It was cool. Of course, we wanted to see like Charlamagne just talk to her alone for 90 minutes.
Charlamagne gave her the right amount of pushback, the right amount of like grace. There were points in time where he was like,
no pushback.
It wasn't completely just no pushback. I think he did enough to where it's like people from both sides could come and try to learn something. Because that's the thing with Charlamagne, he's in a weird position, is that in my head, I put him Democrat, but he said something else. So it's weird just seeing him talk to somebody who I feel he really gets along with.
I know what you're saying.
So you're the problem.
Who?
Not
him as the viewer?
Yeah, because of like all the perception that's built up in his head.
But it's not my it's from what he's shown me.
Well, and it's like
I feel like even what this interview showed me, because this whole interview felt like let me do you a favor, because he started it off with, you know, there's a lot of people with misconceptions about you. So let's just go ahead and just dispel some of these right now. This is a let me do you I'm doing you a favor. Like, let's just I'm on your side. Let's get out the way all the things that niggas are wrong about.
And which is, look, I think it's cool. Kind of.
But the conversation they've been having the last couple of weeks on Brilliant Idiots was, she needs more interviews that humanize her and make her look more regular and less of that. This was not it.
I think he tried to.
I don't think he tried at all.
I think
everything was scripted.
I think he had a different game.
Down to all my homeboys coming in asking questions.
The statement, let's clear all these misconceptions, is a very like, the ball is in your court. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a lob. That's a lob.
That's a lob for you to do anything you want with it.
It's kind of like when Piers Morgan was talking to Andrew Tate, and he was like, I'm just going to bring up some of the shit you said, and I'm not even going to say no. I'm just going to read it, and you tell me what you meant.
How do you feel?
Yeah, it's like a temperature check.
What was that about?
A temperature check. Thank you, white man.
Yeah, perfect. His HVAC is broken.
Yeah.
It's on his mind still. Is it fixed yet? It's fixed.
That was months ago.
Yeah, we talking about
that was at the beginning of the summer, man.
Oh, you know, everything blurs together sometimes.
yeah. When your HVAC broke.
These
Sundays, that was like
these Sundays add up.
It might have been. Yeah, that was last year.
Without hot water for years?
Oh, you talking about hot water? That shit was this summer, yeah.
Okay.
My hot water heater.
AC, though.
AC,
HVAC.
My bad, I'll be more
But you
precise.
fixed HVACs, right?
I can a little bit. And my hot water
He was in
heater,
it. Yeah,
I fixed my hot water heater. I had to fix that. I fixed that though.
Yeah.
That's the thing with service jobs. Like, if any of y'all niggas ask me, like, yo, just come look at my lawn, see what's like I could do about it. I'll fix it like he can fix his HVAC.
Right.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't. You would have to go to work and get your tools, nigga. You don't just have shit.
Yeah, I had to buy my shit. I got my shit.
Oh, you had to buy it?
Yeah, I had to buy all my tools. I got my shit at the crib right now.
Useless.
But this was perfect for what they are. For what Charlamagne brands himself to be, because, you know, even on this podcast it happens, but a lot of times
I want you to tell me what the branding is too.
Motherfuckers throw well, I mean, that's a part of proving the point. Motherfuckers will throw superlatives at a nigga and put him in a box and just claim that this is what he is or what he wants to be. The only thing I've ever heard him say was that he wants to be a voice and he wants to be like a mirror, or not a mirror. What's a better one? An amplifier. A megaphone.
A megaphone.
But for the average everyday man. Because when you do radio, you're talking to the people who are commuting to work. That's America. Those are like the average citizens. So even the fact that it was set up like a town hall where the whole community can come and address comments, grievances, concerns with a presidential ear that they'll never be able to speak to, it's perfectly on brand.
It's on brand, but that's the thing. Charlamagne hasn't done the best job of staying in the middle. Like, sometimes he'll teeter over the edge to the left. And like, when you're claiming
they call him left leaning.
And I feel like when I see Charlamagne talk to Republicans, when I see him talk to Republicans, it's a completely different vibe.
Completely. I'm here now. I'm really trying to get
and maybe that's because of Angela Rye. You know what I mean?
Even when he,
Wait, hold on.
even when he's by
she's
himself,
doing
he
most
does
of the barking, but
who are the Republicans that he's had beef with?
it's not
Not
about
beef with,
it's
but
not
it's
about
the-
beef.
it's-
It's
I'm
about
gonna get you.
it's introduction and how you present yourself
The
towards
last
the person.
Vivek
So who
Ramaswamy
are some
one
of
was
them?
well, he got mowed over in that one.
He got mowed over, but that's a different thing to what you're saying, right?
No, we're saying the same thing.
You're not talking about a nigga coming in and getting washed politically.
No, I'm saying
You're talking about-
I'm
go ahead.
saying just the vibe of like this motherfucker's really on this Republican.
Yeah, like he's
Now,
antagonistic, right?
just a little bit.
Yeah,
Sarcasm.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
That's- yeah.
Well, to be fair, who does he do that to? Does he do that to anybody?
Mainly
No,
Oh,
not anymore.
but so you better be fair. You're never fair.
Yeah, because go ahead. Does he do it to anybody? He doesn't. He didn't do it to anybody.
what that snarky like type
Yeah,
of
he's not really doing that no more. He does it the most to Republicans now.
Exactly.
Right now. Yeah,
and that's
yeah, for
really
sure.
the only people he does it with.
That's it. Honestly, that's about it. Yeah.
Who are these Republicans?
When I say
Every
Republicans,
Republican that goes
yeah.
up there, Byron Donaldson, Vivek Ramaswamy.
That's not even a real person.
It's not Donaldson. It's
I know
Donald.
you was trying to say, but you making shit up now.
Every
nigga.
Republican that's been up there, he's tried to have smoke for them, and it just didn't. He
He didn't have smoke for Brian. Angela had smoke for Brian.
He tried to help her, and it just wasn't working. It just the whole thing was.
When you
tried to
ask
help her.
questions, there's a certain way to ask a question
And
to where you know
bro.
exactly where the other person is coming from.
I know where this vein is coming from, for sure. Yeah.
Especially when you're professional like Charlamagne. Charlamagne's a professional. Let's not get this confused.
Oh,
He
for
knows
sure.
how he's been doing this long enough to where it's like the public is going to view this is that, but he still leans in that way. Whether it is to put the Republican candidate or the pundit in a position where he can defend himself or her, he still does it. You know what I mean? And he just doesn't throw the same type of lobs like how he does with Democrats, like how he does with Republicans. And I even put
he
a
damn
video.
sure don't. Yeah.
Did you watch
That's what's so crazy about
this
politics.
nigga? This nigga, he's just successful in his career, and I called him this nigga. But he's a pundit too, and his name is 𝙿𝙾𝙳𝙾. I don't know if you ended
Black
up
as
watching
shit.
his content.
Yeah, I ain't never heard of
But
that.
Black is-
before.
oh my God.
He's like
Avoid darkness.
he's Olay. He's the nigga Olay
Okay.
in terms of like just being hard on his stance. He might be Caribbean or some sorts, you know, one of them type of niggas. But
From the equator.
he had a completely one-sided opinion. Was that Kamala completely embarrassed herself
on this
she-
on this.
This interview lost everything for her. Not everything. It's another interview that she did, but he had some words to say. Lauren, if you want, if we was going to go to it, just leave it at like 1:30. Good white boy. But nah, I mean,
That's insane.
AJ, how you?
That was
Yeah,
crazy.
I had to.
I don't know what the fuck
AJ, how do you feel about it? Did you like it? Because you haven't given your opinions,
That's
nigga.
fucked up.
No, I didn't like it. I thought it was trash. But
But-
this is what I expected too, though. Like for him to not, even though they've been having the same conversations on Bray Idiots over the last month about what we all think Kamala needs to look better to the public to entice voters, he did not provide that. He provided a scripted interview. The whole thing was, does this sound like you want to like drink a beer with her after you watch this?
I think that
I don't think that a town hall is the format to
It's not.
humanize
No,
somebody.
it's not. But that's what I'm saying is.
So doesn't that mean that wasn't the goal? Like just because he's saying she need to go do interviews where she humanized doesn't mean she got to do that shit with me.
And I
Well, the
feel,
goal-
are you subconsciously connecting what Andrew did with Donald to this situation?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm just
Well,
saying, like,
if it is
if they're-
subconscious, he wouldn't know what's happening.
That's true, actually.
But
yeah.
well, yes.
But I'm not
Yeah.
though.
I'm just asking that because, like,
He is.
but
I'm not.
that's for the
though.
viewers is, to you know.
No, I've been pretty consistent.
But I'm just saying,
I've never been a fan
because
of Charlamagne political
We're
conversations.
also talking.
That is that. So like, if he did his
He
to
can't do
me,
Andrew's version.
to me, Charlamagne. Yeah, well, he can. Though.
He could.
but he refused. He can't. He won't. He won't. He
Because he
won't.
takes it more serious from what
I don't even think
from
it's
what
that
it seems.
I don't even think it's that he takes it more serious. It's just that's not who's padding his pockets right now. So he's not going to do it.
What do you mean by padding his pockets?
Padding his pockets, as in like he's a Democratic shill. Democratic shill. So he's going to do what they want them to do. What they want them to do.
But that's one of the things about calling a nigga a shill is like, how do you prove it? How? He leans.
by
he
their
obviously
behavior.
leans to the right.
You're right.
No, Does that mean
you're
he's
right,
getting
you're right.
paid for it?
No.
So
Well,
why is it the case when another nigga's doing it? That's what I'm saying. It's like
it's different when you get paid for it.
But is he getting paid for it? That's what I'm
Yes,
asking.
he's getting paid for it.
Who is paying Charlamagne?
We're
that?
attributing. I think you're attributing his status to like some sort of like money being given,
monetary gain.
No, I'm actually not. I'm
which
actually,
in terms of
I'm
like,
actually attributing it to when you do things for that side pays you. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm giving you credit in the sense that if you're this big, if you're the voice, you don't have to say certain things, but you got to lean a certain way.
Come on,
you know
man.
what I mean? And that's
Can't get up here and like actually give you pushback, because anytime that he actually does give Kamala pushback, real pushback, all she has to do is say Charlamagne, and that's it. It's over. There's no more pushback at that point. Once he same thing like the last hardest pushback that he gave her was on the TV show, the God's Honest Truth.
Yeah.
I think it was the God's Honest Truth when it happened. Long story short, that was the most he's ever given her. That's never gonna happen again. Never.
So you didn't see any pushback at all in this town hall ceremony.
No, I saw a bunch of organized conversations.
You didn't see any pushback. Did you see a little pushback? Because I saw subtle pushback. I saw like respectful, hey, maybe not.
I saw when you try to go there, I saw the shutdown too.
What I saw was, look, in my opinion, Charlamagne is smart enough to talk to a politician, but almost smart enough to debate him. Like, he's not fully a professional in the sense that he's just going back and forth giving numbers and shit on some Piers Morgan type of time. He just has enough information to, give his viewpoint. Yeah. So I never expected, to our point, like just our point. Well, to your point of like just a fight back. But I
didn't either.
He did exactly what I thought he was gonna do. Throw bad lobs, because bad lobs show the talent.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's where I was like, that's what I was expecting from Charlamagne.
Yeah.
I want to see her catch some bad lobs, see what she could do with it.
But we also got to see her talk to members of the community, which I thought was cool because he had a couple people come up, and I was trying to remember some of the names, but he had some real legends come up and asking her questions and shit like, what's the nigga name? It start with a Z from fucking Atlanta. It was a couple of them.
I'm not even gonna add like,
I can't even remember, but they raised a lot of good questions and concerns that like she just had to answer on the spot.
Which is, and I don't know how I feel that Charlamagne didn't ask those questions, because a lot of them were basic in a sense.
Yeah,
basic. Well, basic in a sense
I'm with you, nigga.
that he could have asked them, but also to what you said of like the idea of the town hall. It's a community. You got people calling in, asking questions.
They would never talk to them.
It was a nice choreographed 1 hour conversation.
What they were trying to bring, I think they did a good job, but I would have loved for it to just be like a, enclosed conversation.
An actual conversation.
It was a conversation.
It was a conversation.
It
was a conversation. You just obviously didn't like it, but you're not built to like it.
I didn't like the choreography.
And I'm not. Well, hold on. I'm not saying it was the best.
I didn't say it either, but he couldn't like it. Even if it was good, he couldn't like it. And
yes, I could. I'm dying for the day that he does a good political conversation. I'm just waiting on that day.
But it would have to be phenomenal for you to call it good, which is where like the inherent.
No, it would just have to be good.
Then you don't think this was good. This was This is good, and it's literally.
If I was in the middle,
like
if I was in the middle, this would not convince me to lean one way or another. And then there was even that
a lot of what people said, not to cut you off, but a lot of people got turned off by this.
Exactly.
A lot of people.
It's not received.
I heard some people get turned on,
but that's Kamala's fault, right?
It's also the orator's fault.
Also
it's a part of his fault, but Kamala hasn't been likable anywhere.
And it was his job to make her
You
likable.
think if she would have went on Flagrant, she would have been likable?
I don't expect her to go to political analysts. I don't expect her to go to Piers Morgan. And after her conversation with Piers Morgan, I'm like, I kind of fuck with her. I expect that from Charlamagne though. Because that was what made him great as an interviewer. And none of those interviewing skills are translating over to these political conversations.
Yes, they are.
The personality part isn't. Just the organization and structure part, that part is.
Yeah.
But not the personality.
In
that
terms
part
of
is
like him shooting more shots during the interview,
him being an actual person and not a robot,
and asking
and
real
not reading
questions,
and asking real questions and not reading off a paper and not running from pushback.
Did he
how good of an interviewer do you think Larry David is? Not Larry David.
Is it the old Larry King?
Larry King.
King.
How great of an interviewer do you think he is? Because if you've ever watched a Larry King interview, that's what he does. He just sits there. It's no banter. It's no riff. He just rifles off a bunch of questions. That nigga is touted as one of the greatest of all time.
But that's also his style. I didn't go to Charlamagne's for his behind the desk style. I've been conditioned to a style of interview that made him legendary.
On the Breakfast Club when there was 2 other niggas there, right?
And one-on-one that put him in the Hall of Fame. There's a style of interview that he's developed for himself that's put him in the Hall of Fame.
This conversation just goes to show you that Charlamagne isn't the best interviewer that we thought he was. Should Charlamagne even talk to politicians anymore?
No.
I knew you was gonna say that.
You niggas are bugging.
I just posed a question.
But he shouldn't even talk to politicians anymore. It was that bad of an interview.
I think most of them are that bad. I'm standing on that. I'm pretty consistent in that. You don't even have to add. In terms of Charlamagne and politics,
we know you hate.
Y'all know where I'm at.
In terms of like
everything else,
in terms of
we can
like
have the convo about
choosing a side, like even Trump said this, like some people don't want to choose a side. I don't get it. Like either choose a side or stop confusing me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I feel like you only want to talk to Democrats, then nigga, at least double down on that. Like be a Democrat nigga. But part of me feels like Charlamagne wants to keep some doors open,
or ask him
so
to
he don't want to,
or be a real person.
So weird though, because it's like we don't do this with anybody. We don't do this with anybody. '🡺 is a leftist.
None of us.
We don't go to 𝙼𝙾 and be like, "Yo, why the fuck you don't interview more Republicans?"
Guess what? He's chose a side.
right.
𝙼𝙾 chose a side.
Okay,
and that's kind of like the point with That's the point with Charlamagne.
He has, but he refuses to say it.
I want him to talk to more politicians. I want him to be the best nigga to talk to politicians for, because I feel like he's
because
still
if you're gonna be our representative, then you can at least represent us better.
And but
who said that Charlamagne represents them? Charlamagne does not represent me. Does Charlamagne represent you?
He represents you, Tony.
Of course he doesn't.
How does he represent me?
But listen, when ABC calls him, he represents you in that moment, whether you like that or not.
No, he doesn't.
Yes,
he does.
Yes, he does.
Charlamagne represents all black people.
You're black, nigga.
Why?
Because he's been chosen to represent them.
No, I don't.
Yes,
I get what you mean.
Reality.
Like on some just macro symbolic shit. We're talking to a black man, so maybe he feels what every other black man feels.
To a black man in the political space who's in the
Hall of Fame of radio.
Yeah,
he's the biggest black broadcaster.
Black voice.
But why does that mean that he innately represents you?
Because that's how
he obviously don't represent Jay Nobles.
But exactly. But that's how the outside looks in.
I called you your name.
Right. So like,
it felt weird.
Like if I go to, like I'm gonna go to Patrick Bet-David because I believe Patrick Bet-David represents all Trump fans. Like that's why I'm picking him to talk to about Trump. So it's like we don't have that choice. It's an unfortunate choice, but every so often a figure gets put out there, whether you chose him to represent black people or not. That's him.
Every segment of society has a champion. And he's our champion. He's just one of our many champions.
What it is.
Al Sharpton was the old one.
Yes.
Now he's the new one. New and improved, I might say. I like him better. But
you niggas, bro. Al, you could have said Malcolm X. You could have said Martin Luther King.
That's too far back.
Is it? We're talking about black leaders.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also
we're talking about black politics right now.
And in terms of like being used by
black
other
leaders
people.
Get killed. He's not a black leader.
Well, nobody said that, but just in terms of
leader at some point, he's somewhat of a black leader.
Who?
Charlamagne.
Y'all giving this nigga so many
definitely a black leader.
knacks on his resume.
He said he's not a black leader. I said Charlamagne is a black leader.
Charlamagne is a black leader.
In a way.
What does that mean, Lauren? What does it mean to be a black leader?
He's a black man in power leading the charge for new
Charlamagne ain't no black leader.
What the hell is 50 Cent a black leader? Like, what are we talking about?
Okay, maybe not from that perspective of like,
I think I think you're looking in the perspective of somebody to look up to. For what they're doing, possibly like 50 would be like if you're a rapper that wants to transition into other. You know,
when I think black leader, I'm talking like
you're talking about Fred Hampton. No, he's not one of those.
Like a
no, he's not one of those.
But that's the problem is that like we look at a lot of black successful people as leaders.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's how them folks view him.
Y'all are doing it, but we're upholding it right now. We keep saying he represents us.
He damn sure don't represent me.
But
no, it's not. When Charlamagne touches a mega platform, a CNN, he's not talking as if he's representing all black people, okay? Semantics.
Yeah.
But there's a black guy talking about black issues,
Right.
and a responsible and respectable black man,
And he brings on the black leaders.
black leaders.
That's what I'm trying
It's not hard to assume that like he might be speaking for most black niggas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's not to say that's his job or that's he lays back in the bed like, man, I just speak for all black people today.
Yeah, right,
It's a good day
right.
speaking for niggas today. But that probably is what he says, just a little bit.
For sure. Absolutely. Definitely.
Because I just don't want to put it on him because that's some real egotistical shit for me to put on him.
I mean, hey, we throwing a lot of
I
things
would
at
definitely
niggas.
put that on him. He's that egotistical.
At the same time, it's not us doing it, it's them, which makes it more powerful and prevalent.
Yes.
It's not like we chose Charlamagne, even though we fucked with him. It's the people. Them people.
Them folk.
So,
yeah.
With that branding, being the leader of black voices, being the orchestrator of them shits, I think it makes perfect sense that when he interviewed Kamala, he let her talk to regular black people.
Of course. I just think, here's my problem with all this. Only a couple problems is that it just wasn't, I don't know, like Charlamagne.
You didn't like the choreography. I didn't
just
either. It's okay.
I don't know.
I didn't either.
And I don't want to just say
The moves
I
were
don't like
stiff.
Kamala because I kind of don't.
Yeah,
but
we know. Yeah.
At the same time, I mean, I don't know.
No pushback, niggas. And especially once the because I don't follow everything Kamala has ever said, so I can't even like justifiably say in certain things like whether he actually gave pushback on, because I didn't hear what the fuck she said the first time.
And another
you know
thing.
what I'm saying? Like I might have heard like the second and third installment, but I don't know what the actual facts of what she said were. But I definitely saw where she said niggas ain't getting no reparations. And then I saw again where she's like, "Well, I never said that," and I'm like, "Hold up." Now.
She goes back and forth often, which is
It's
another
like-
thing.
They all do.
But yeah, it's
they
like,
all do the same thing.
let's just keep it real, but
And another thing.
let's hold her to keeping it real, or at least call it out that she's not that she is flip flopping, and you didn't.
Charlamagne did everything he could, but Kamala just isn't the politician that people want her to be, which is also another part of the problem. It makes everybody's job hard.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
like the person you're interviewing just isn't a good interviewer.
Right.
You feel me? Like Trump is amazing. He's just a regular guy. But we never even listened to any part of this. I don't know if y'all had some timestamps.
There was no part
But
to listen to.
real
honestly.
quick,
well,
Lauren, go
did
to
you
that other video.
timestamp the moment that she got slammed or that he got shut down?
No, I didn't time something.
Did I?
and my bad.
I might have.
The Grigio confusion, yeah. The Griot confusion. You
I did,
timestamp-
yeah.
you timestamped that.
I did.
Yeah.
All right, let's play.
All right.
He could have easily.
That was getting slammed?
No. This is just an example of zero pushback because he offered it up like, "Have you seen it, nigga? You saw it. You could say, Madam Vice President, I saw something."
But that's the thing with bad lobs. He did exactly what he should have did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
These people said this.
No
respond
pushback?
to it.
You don't think he's seen that? We've all seen it.
See what again? I forgot what
it was. The whole
context
thing. It was her saying, "I'm not doing anything specifically for black people in,
Yeah.
in reparations."
I don't.
Everybody's seen that.
I think that's something I saw like in print, but I didn't see a video of it.
Oh,
you know
we can
what I
watch
mean?
it. Search it. Griot.
I'm not saying it didn't happen. I just.
Oh yeah, it definitely had.
I just remember seeing like no
it's kinda
jumper
like-
post of fucking.
It's honestly like when you're talking to her, it's like one of the easiest. You know, everybody has like the easiest thing that we can always kind of cook you on because like you just refuse to move your point anyway.
it's
That's her
reparations.
thing. That's her thing. Where it's like we all visually saw you be like, but if you're talking like, in her exact words were, but if you're talking about, well, I do something specifically for black people, no, like.
And context
Straight
matters.
out.
It could have been like specifically for black people. No,
That
I'm
was what
out
she
for
said.
everybody.
That's
You know what I mean?
That was exactly
Which
the answer.
Context matters, but she
Yeah.
didn't even like handle the question properly.
Right.
She's a politician. She's trained.
yeah.
Is it?
Do you support reparations for black people?
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination and segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit black children, black families, black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Yeah. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that.
You niggas ain't getting shit.
So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people.
There it is, right there.
No.
My bad.
No.
Go back a little bit.
Because what?
Right there.
Reality also is this: any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No, because whatever benefits that black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country. Right?
It sucks.
She's the worst.
I understand what she's saying, though.
Everybody understands.
I understand what she's saying, and it sucks that like America has like racism ingrained in it to the point where she has to do it this way. But she couldn't just go up there and be like, "Yeah, black people are getting this," because that would scare white people.
Other
when you're the president, you can't scare half the country. That's what Trump did. Like,
I think you
can't have half the country divided. So we
just get to sit back and watch you do it for every other group of people.
She could have found a better way to say it, but I think the reason she couldn't was because it didn't come from the heart. She doesn't have like an inclination to do anything for us, which is, I mean, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna get it regardless.
Right.
But it's still
easy fumbles though. But this is the legendary famous footage that like haunts her, because later on she does say yes, that she would. So that's the flip flop. But she always fumbles it. But nigga, you offering it up like you haven't even seen it. There's some footage that people are talking about. You haven't seen it? No, you haven't seen it? Nigga, we've all seen it. Like, why are we even offering it to her like this? We could start with, and back on the grill, you said this. You have later said this right here on the Breakfast Club. Where are we at now today? You know what I mean? It could have easily been reframed.
And it could have been more confrontational.
To where it doesn't just look like I'm just doing whatever I can to help you get out of some hot water and make you just look as good as you can.
And that's the thing. Like,
that might not be confrontational. That's just asking a question.
Oh yeah, that's not confrontational.
No, there's a way to say something to where you're kind of being more confrontational. Yeah. And when you, like he did, where it was a little bit more laid back, like this is out there. What do you think?
Yeah, that's just giving somebody the floor to give their.
It's like we didn't know this was existed. It was like
exactly. There's a more confrontational way of asking the question. If you just are more direct and you're more like, "Hey, this is what happened. What the fuck did you do?"
It's not confrontational.
It's a little bit more of a conversation.
That's just asking a question.
I mean, you might be getting caught up on the connotation of confrontational. I'm not saying that she felt like she was in danger, but there's a way to ask her. If you,
I get what you're saying,
but if you ask somebody something directly versus indirectly, it's for a reason. Right. It's because you want there to be a little bit of separation in between. True. So if you don't want that separation, you're being more confrontational.
True, but is it also fair to ask? It is also
it's argue with Tone Day today. I love it.
But is it also fair to ask somebody to keep the same energy? Because he definitely gets it confrontational when there's a Republican up there.
Is it fair? Yeah, I think that is fair.
Yeah, and it's not. It's not even at all.
And even just
I think it's fair.
Reach, nigga.
There you go. Groove. Life ain't fair though. But
you're learning.
Fuck it, it's fair.
You're learning.
Everybody's nothing from you. But
I hyperextended last week. You going this week? We love it.
Oh no, there's no hyperextension here, nigga.
No, there is.
I stretch.
Nah,
I warm up.
That's it about it. Let's run through this last topic real quick and let's get out of here because I'm already late.
Nigga, late is an understatement.
It is. I'm supposed to be there now. No jumper. So Sharp is Sharp finally got confirmation. Adam 22 set him up for the. We're gonna wrap all West Coast up right here in this this last segment. Adam set Sharp up because he finally DM'd Drake and asked, "Hey, is that you that really did you? No, is that you? Did you really shout Sharp out? This guy that used to work for my show, Blase." You know, he offered him up like some bullshit anyway, and Drake responded because he had the time, and I think they exchanged back and forth. But go to
hurt people.
Go to our screen recording first, just because I just want everybody to see that we've been ahead of the curve. Shout out to Point and Shoot. This is all regular. It's go up. It's right above the pimp cup, right there. That one.
Talking about this right here, right?
Yep. We're gonna watch us clowning this nigga. Last time we were all there as a collective about him not going.
All right, I'm just trying to get this in large. There we go. Bro,
you're in the middle.
So this AJ the Menace guy loves to cook people, and so now I want to show you a clip of him cooking Sharp and making fun of him for his delusion and his Drake shrine, and he's got his buddies Groove and Noblez, and everyone's gonna sit around and make fun of Sharp and laugh in his face, and Sharp's just gonna sit there silently taking it.
The mural, though, you have to stand on it with the mural.
Yes, yeah, I got
so you can't just you can't say.
But I think that's what it was.
No homo. Y'all haven't seen the mural.
I'm a super E40 fan. I don't give a fuck what nobody says.
You got a mural?
Me?
You got a mural of E40? You said?
No, I ain't got a mural of E40. I just said I'm a super E40 fan.
Where'd you get a mural?
I'll put him up in my studio or something like that.
Like you remember in Baby Boy how Jody had Tupac on the
It's in
wall?
your studio. Hit Sharps is in
right behind his bed.
Paying homage. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, what's your
paying
favorite
homage.
song?
It's in the guest bathroom in my house.
Yeah.
So Sharp's getting systematically made fun of to his face. They're laughing right in his face, making jokes about him. He's like, "It's the guest bathroom. Why the fuck do you guys give a fuck about my bathroom? It's like you ain't never heard of a Drake shrine before. What the fuck, church?"
Guest bathroom. I wonder what's in his main.
Right.
I always
So yeah, this finally came
Probably
back,
Kendrick.
and he finally got the word that it was not him, which we all knew. But this nigga really kind of like had
Hey, be fair. It was in the air.
what was in there?
Him, Drake actually talking about this. It was in the air.
It was never. That was the point of
That
it.
shit never took flight, nigga.
It was never. But Sharp is having an issue with, like, he's really upset about it. He talking about light skinned niggas not sticking together and shit. Like it was like, god damn, bro. No, go to that the Reddit joint.
How? Okay, let's just watch it first.
Never thought me and this nigga had this problem. Me and Drake. What the fuck you talking about? That guy, you got this white man who, nigga, you already know how he playing. He cool to play niggas against each other. You just you just play into it with him. You see the playing with the nigga on. Supposed to be some light-skinned niggas, man. What the fuck wrong with you, boy?
Oh, wait, what?
That shit hurt him.
He's gonna pimp extra hard tomorrow.
Nigga lost.
He fucked up, bro.
Yeah, he's fucked up.
This
He's
is,
fucked up. He's fucked
bro.
up.
Hold on, pause real quick because
He fucked up.
what Sharp is going through is one of the most embarrassing things possible. Have you ever been like just somewhere public? Somebody waves and you wave back, and then you look and realize, oh, that wasn't for me.
The person behind you.
That is just on a billion.
Yeah, it is. It really
like
is.
just on the internet for everybody to see, dog.
Yeah.
And it's like you go so hard, like, no, that nigga waved at me. She was waving at me.
It's a lot of different things I feel like is going on. He's also trying to think, like, how can I use this for my advantage?
Yeah.
Without me just degrading myself, you know what I'm saying? But
So
self-deprecating myself.
he did play a little bit into the. He did play a little bit into it. Like, he posted a picture of him throwing the shrine shit away.
The nigga left no
picture right
jumper,
there.
but he's doing pretty good at keeping his name alive. You feel
I
me?
mean, that's only because it's hot right now.
It's hot right
That's-
now, yeah.
Hey, it's hot
Sharp,
right now.
Sharp will be cold
Fuck
again in 3 weeks.
Also,
That'll
you don't
cold
want to be
again.
hot because of misfortune.
Right. It's like
That's usually how you get hot, though.
not all the time. No.
That's not how you stay hot.
Yeah, you stay
how you
hot
get
by
hot.
always having good.
Why
weather.
does shit look like he almost drained out all the water so he didn't fuck him up?
That's
Yo,
what-
Lawrence,
that's-
I swear to God, I was about to say the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's
I
what
was about to say the same
everybody
thing.
was saying. Like,
nice observation.
It's that's an empty toilet because
No,
the
it's too
paper
much
isn't even starting to erode on the end. It's
But
like, nah.
you don't know. It might be one of those toilets where the water is hanging low
Nah.
for like shit
That's way
purposes.
too
Some
low.
toilets are
Water
built like
is
that. If
hanging
you
low.
shit,
How would this horse wash their pussies?
I'd be able to see it down here. Nah, bro. He took
there
the
was
shot.
way too much preparation done
Yeah.
to take this picture.
Look at how perfectly, like, it looked like somebody was like, wait, let me tilt it to the left a little bit before we take the picture. That's perfect picture.
Yeah, it's perfect. It
It's the
wasn't.
perfect
It wasn't a
placement.
throw. It wasn't a slam.
It looks like it could just be an album cover by itself.
You actually can't flush these things.
No.
So to just put them in the toilet.
He took them right
Like,
out
it's
after
different
the
if,
picture.
if you did this with some perks. It's like, oh, okay, you could really get rid of those perks. Like, are you serious, dog?
And
Are
not
you-
only
you
that,
really
it's
giving up?
He
It's kind of
put
symbolic. No matter what you do, I'm not going anywhere. In your life.
Yeah.
and
Drake,
I,
the sixth guy.
I like how he put the face. It's like two behind the first one.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
he's hiding his face.
He put my favorite mixtape on front though.
Were
I
those
appreciate
in the
that.
bathroom?
Yes.
Yeah.
So as you was wiping, he should have put, if you're reading this, you're wiping your ass.
But he said it was it's the guest bathroom and it's for the bitches.
And he got Kendrick not like us.
Yeah, and he
playing.
tells them, right.
Is using another man to get your girls horny? Is that
No.
That is gay.
That's not pimping, right?
Well, it depends on how you
No.
do it.
Because that's when you say it's for the bitches.
Depends on
It's
how you
kinda
do
weird.
it. Because like back in the day, like, you know,
Anybody
baby
does
making music, like if you, I don't know,
Oh,
I
that's
don't know,
true.
old niggas, like you throw on some Luther or some Marvin Gaye to some Luther. Kanye got a whole song about that
Yeah.
shit, about getting a
Yeah,
girl
true.
in the mood
True.
Yeah.
with music. So it just depends on how it's done. If you use a Marvin Gaye poster, it's like, yeah, he's attractive, right, bitch?
That's
Get
what
your
I'm
pussy
saying.
wet. That's weird. But if you set in the mood, that's different.
You got Barry White album covers.
You know what I
All
mean?
the cougar bitches gonna love it.
Yeah, it's
Like,
different
come
if you
on.
just put on Marvin's Room or some shit.
Yeah, you feel me? But it's,
I guess it makes it better that he is actually, a supporter of his music too.
a light-skinned fellow as well. So there's some alliance there.
Yeah.
Or it's supposed to be.
It was supposed to be, but that was
Supposed to
clearly
be.
broken. Because he said, hey, Drake, fuck you. No, hey, Drake, bet.
Bet. Yeah.
Bet, nigga.
And
Yeah,
You
bet.
betrayed me.
Like he's gonna do something now.
right.
I mean, I hurt your feelings.
Right.
I'm gonna flush your records, but
Staying on this, just the sharp disrespect though. Adam has doubled down. He dropped another record, and
Yeah.
he used Sharp's Pimp Cup, which is right here, which I can
He left
imagine. No, which I can imagine this being pretty disrespectful, honestly, because I think pimps take their little bedazzled cups pretty seriously.
that's what I'm saying. How did he leave it in the vicinity for
Which,
this to happen?
yeah, actually, that's a good
Did
point.
he leave the cup at no number? Like if they take it as
You didn't respect your own cup
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
by kind of leaving it there. Because
Unless-
why does he have his hands on it?
Leaving your
That
cup
is crazy.
is that's like leaving your Bible in places you wouldn't trust a nigga.
That's like
with.
leaving the Bible on the ground. Like,
like
you sat
leaving-
it on the
yeah.
ground or some shit. Like, why did you do that?
That's like putting your phone on the bathroom floor in the gas station.
Especially because he got his trophies on his coffee table. He got his like plastic, pimp of the year trophies on his coffee table behind him when he's streaming.
You didn't have to call them plastic.
They are though.
Just digging at them. But that cup is plastic too, probably, right?
Oh, for sure.
That cup is
Absolutely. That cup is
This,
bedazzled.
this
nigga.
seems this is deep. Like this is
Yeah.
Kendrick taking a picture of all Drake shit, nigga. It's like
Yeah.
it's all that.
This is coated.
But
What do you
man,
think the liquid is?
You pouring up in another pimp's
I think
cup.
they were pouring lean, but I don't know. That looks like just water, honestly, because it's clear.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, Adam probably wouldn't want to touch.
This is disrespectful. This is
Fucking
definitely
look to that
disrespectful
thing.
for sure. But all's fair in love and war, man. So it's fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd definitely do this if it's someone. I'd do it. Fuck it.
Fair to say
That
that
seems pretty fair.
they're never going to link up again, right?
Right. I
It's
mean,
fair to say that.
Well, they
No,
might.
it's not.
You don't think so?
No, nothing in LA is fair.
That's true.
So
And speaking
anything,
of, go ahead.
anything can happen.
Yeah.
Disney
It's-
World is over there, nigga. It's the
speaking-
land of imagination.
And speaking of fair to say, 𝙿𝙾𝙳𝙰𝚃 over there losing his marbles, man, and over there beefing with niggas at Fair to Say because he wanted to do a 19-track review of Dom Kennedy's album Class of '95.
Nobody cares about music as much as he does.
Nobody does, bro.
Nobody.
Nobody
Yeah.
does. And I fuck with Class of '95. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all run that up. It's going kind of hard.
Sound nice. So far.
But
I've only every 5 years I meet one nigga who likes Dom Kennedy,
you met one.
and you were one of them.
I'm him. But long story short, yeah, this nigga trying to do like a whole thing. Flacco cooked this nigga on this joint. Oh my God, he cooked this nigga. He was like, like in terms of like, he's like, 𝙿𝙻𝙰𝚃 is the snakiest nigga, but he's a different type of snake because he switches when he slithers. I was like, oh,
that's crazy.
I said, okay, Flacco in his bag right now.
He said he's one of the fork-tongued snakes.
Yeah, but
Good
let's
job,
watch a little bit of this.
That's not how you want to be received by your co-host, bro. And that's how you know you're overstaying your welcome. You see, like Fair to Say was supposed to be a rotating cast of hosts. 𝙿𝙻𝙰𝚃, because he now lives with his daddy, he doesn't have a vehicle, doesn't have a car, doesn't have bills, he doesn't work. So he has nothing but time. So the rotating cast is now with 𝙿𝙻𝙰 and friends, right? He sort of took over Stet's show. And essentially, like, look, people are upset about this. Like, people are not just like, going to let 𝙿𝙻𝙰 come and try to take over their program with filibustering, right? They're not going for it, man. So they let it be known, bro. We're not happy that you take up and you hog the space on this podcast, bro. Like you hog your food, bro. This is not cool, man.
Hey, y'all see my throwback Iversons? These ices.
So we're speaking to you hooping those?
Nah,
that shoe might be blocking my face. That
I remember.
He's such a diva.
That's
that
crazy.
shoe might be blocking my face. That, like, bro, like, god damn. Like, can the man show the audience his sneakers for 15 seconds? God forbid that 𝙻𝙰 isn't on camera hogging up all the space. And Lord knows he's hogging up a lot of space now.
No.
God damn.
You too, though, nigga. You Flacco buys 2 plane tickets when he flies.
Oh yeah,
he definitely
for sure.
does.
Yeah. But he's up right now.
These are 2 wide individuals just going at each other.
But yeah, I called this not too long ago. I called this 3 weeks ago when we did that clip. I was like, 𝙿𝙻𝙰's gonna go to Fair to Say, and within 60 days he'll have problems.
Yeah, you finally called something right, nigga.
I've called more than one thing.
When
right.
your spreads came through.
I've had a couple spreads hit.
When your spreads hit.
I've had a couple spreads hit.
Your last couple of spreads is looking a little fugazi, nigga.
Your spread this episode is looking a little fugazi.
My spread is beautiful this episode. You guys will see it during the playback.
We will. The comments
see
will
it during
let us
the
know.
playback.
The
The comments
will.
well, sometimes.
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
We'll
It's
see.
a barometer. We will see.
Only when they
we will
back
have
up
a
what you
barometer of
said.
something, though,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
It might be a wild barometer, but
But now, in
for
that
sure.
case, man, you always reaching. So all I gotta do is say common sense.
But
This does make a lot of sense. I even was like, how long is 𝙿𝙻𝙰 going to be there? You feel me? Like
he was never gonna last long.
He's kind of I don't want to say a loose cannon because he's not the worst type,
Okay, I just got a message.
but he seems a very reactionary.
Yeah. But all right, y'all, I hate to just go like this, but I got to get up out of here.
Yeah, you have to go now.
I do. I really do.
Well, you do the outro since you want to.
All right, man. Thank y'all for another week of the Homeroom University podcast. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, everything. We dropping this 6 a.m. Patreon, make sure $5. Good content over there. There's a little bit of Patreon this week as well, too. Yeah, what else?
Thank all the bad bitches for watching.
Thank you all the bad bitches. Update your profile pictures. Make sure we can see you in the comments as well.
Butter almond bitches.
Butter almond bitches. Perfect. Beautiful.
No, that's the wrong shade. Not butter almond.
Isn't that what?
That's a little too light skinned.
No, butter almond is what he said though.
Yeah,
no,
that's what
butter
Umar
almond
said.
is too light skinned.
Butter almond.
Know your colors, pimp.
Butter
almond is a faint brown,
like your hat,
like a golden brown, like me, almost.
Ew,
like golden brown.
But yeah, man, we appreciate y'all. Tone Groove.
J Nobles.
White man behind the boards.
Yeah, I'm here.
Back in the building. Yeah, we fucked everybody up. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, we fucked. Yeah.